Welcome back to this, semi-disturbing Russian visual novel. No, it's pretty disturbing at times, actually. Trying to remember where I left off. I think it was, like, right at the start of the fourth act.
Я сама не поверила, но Лилия Павловна
Just
на
goes
работу не вышла.
right into it. That felt weird. That's okay, though. But yeah, I don't know how long this is gonna be, so we'll see what happens. Does this game have controller support? I need to test this. I couldn't believe it at first, but Lilila Pavlovna didn't come to work today.
Контрольная отменяется.
Yeah, controller works, at least for the, that. How do I... There's no... You can't see, like, any indicators on the menus. That's fine. Sure. I'll play with controller. I like to not use the keyboard today. The test is off. I remembered Katya. She was both beautiful and mean. Katya, the first girl in our class whose body started maturing, to the envy of all the other female students. What? The main source of gossip. A snake and a bitch. Oh, I forgot how colorful this game is. Get it? Because it's black and white. I continued scribbling in my notebook, drawing rows of pines and two small figures, flying between the treetops and the full moon. Shivers ran up to my shoulders, sneaking playfully under the hem of my shirt. Even though soaring through the sky felt so simple, there was still something evil weighing me down. God, the art in this game is so nice. The culprit was definitely still in the village. They were hiding something horrible under a mask of piousness.
А что ты рисуешь?
What are you drawing? God, I have to know how the story changes if you refuse to go with Polina. Embarrassed, I covered the notebook as if there was something shameful about the figures above the forest.
Да ничего, так, дурака валяю.
Nothing. Just fooling around. Turn down for some reason. Go. Polina put her elbows on the desk. Mate, that's not her elbow. They need to hold a biology class? I had already forgotten how light and graceful she was, just like a violin. I wish she could also jump around with us after stripping away off her mask of fake mundanity. I smiled, imagining Polina's skirt flipping in the wind, the stairs. The stars sparkling all around us. Stairs. Her asking in bewilderment whether it was all a dream. And myself telling her that it doesn't matter. Her expression grew dark again.
Ужасно еще и то, что Катю мне жалеть сложно.
Okay, I keep, like, the other two, or whatever, on the missing persons posters. I don't like that fucking picture of the kid on the left. I forgot his name, but I don't like it. Something about it feels off, aside from the fact that it was smiling evilly at me earlier. It's also tragic that I find it difficult to empathize with her.
Я правда ищу в себе сострадание, но вспоминаю ее поступки и...
Use поступки! I tried so hard, but then I remembered all her nasty deeds and... Polina shook her head.
Я чудовище, да?
I'm a monster, aren't I? Look at his face. No, I thought. You're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever met. Simp alert. I decided not to say that out loud.
Плохо, наверное, что исчезновение анкеты расстроило меня больше, чем пропажа одноклассницы.
It's not okay that I felt worse when I lost my questionnaire than when she went missing.
Ты потеряла анкету?
You lost your questionnaire?
Да. И кто-то сейчас читает чужие секреты.
Yes. Somebody's out there reading other people's secrets now. Yes, the forest, I thought. Imagining the crooked branches turning notebook pages, touching the childish handwriting with their icy twigs.
Надеюсь, ее найдут.
Oh, that's the, Okay, that's the advance button. I'm gonna stop playing with the controller, because I obviously don't... Why does the home button open that? Okay, yeah, the controller binding feels weird. I'm gonna... Okay, where's the history? I hope the search goes well. I was unsure whether she spoke about Katya or her notebook. I wanted to ask her about it, but then I noticed Polina's intense stare directed at me.
Что?
What?
Ты будто изменился.
You've changed. I smoothed my hair flat, surprised.
Просто не выспался.
I just didn't sleep well tonight.
Сегодня ты точно какая-то другая мелодия.
Другая...
Таинственная.
You're a different melody today. Some mysterious ancient tune. I thought about the flute's melody, streaming back between the bushy treetops.
Надеюсь, ты никому не рассказал про наш вчерашний разговор?
I hope you haven't told anyone about our chat yesterday.
Что ты?
Of course not. She nodded as if acknowledging that she can fully trust me. I was unsure whether I merited such trust. Her hair cascaded down her shoulders. The smell was so wonderful that it sent me flying toward the glowy stars of my inner cosmos without any magic. Sorry. I thought it'd be like the other guy, but no, it's just fucking... It's just him. At that moment, I felt Biasha's piercing stare. He was clearly watching us. I took my glasses off so I wouldn't be able to see his nasty smirk. Yet a picture of Romka's knife gleamed before my eyes. My mind's eye. My palms became sweaty.
Опять уснул?
Did you fall asleep again?
Полина.
Tell her, a voice in my head whispered to me. And to hell with the consequences.
Кажется, Ромка на тебя глаз положил.
I think Romka has his eyes on you.
Думаешь, я не знаю?
You think I don't know?
Откуда?
But how? She's cute, too bad she's probably evil. She did smile at a dog getting kicked earlier, so...
Считай, это моя интуиция.
Let's say it's my intuition.
Только вот Пятифанов мне безразличен.
But I don't care about... Pyatifranov? I don't know. That wonderful news made me more confident.
Мне кажется, ему не хватит мозгов, чтобы завоевать тебя.
I think he lacks the brains to win your attention. Polina flashed me an alluring smile.
Хорошо, что у меня есть ты.
Oh, it's a good thing I have you then. You want to see my
Может,
stab wound?
Гуляем после уроков.
Want to go for a walk after school?
Дедушка чувствует себя лучше. Я могу задержаться вечером.
Grandpa's been feeling a bit better lately. I can return home a bit later. Kid looks like the embodiment of, huh? I signed my death sentence when I replied.
Конечно, давай.
Yeah, he's gonna die. Alright, cool. Yeah, sure.
Тогда до встречи.
Okay, am I losing it, or why do their teeth look like that? It's disturbing. And then I'll see you later. Pietinov. She looked forward and looked at me with her piercing eyes again. Then mumbled as if guessing.
Что-то из Мусорского.
What? Something from Muskorsky.
Нет, пожалуй.
Her teeth look no, they were like... I don't like it. No, probably not. I can't with this kid. She left, and in her place, Romka's underling stared, drilling me with his eyes. His thumb slid under his Adam's apple as if saying, "You're dead." Ding dong, the bell rang. The rest of the classes flew by, and I was finally able to leave the school. Small whirlwinds rushed across the schoolyard like spinning tops. Big white flakes fell from the sky. Streetlights gleamed in the semi-dark. Their shine crystallized in the cold, became firm and pointy. Bark! Dog whined in the distance, making me think of poor Zulka. Polina stood at the school steps. The wind played with her hair.
Я уже отвык от городского шума. Здесь всегда так тихо.
I've already forgotten the city's bustle. This place is so tranquil.
О, а я мечтаю о какофонии.
Cacophony. I dream of that cacophony.
А чём?
Caco what? My companion burst out laughing.
Какофония — это случайное сочетание звуков.
A cacophony is a chaotic mixture of sounds.
Дедушка учит находить мелодию во всем.
Grandpa always taught me to look for a melody in everything.
Он, наверное, классный.
Your grandpa sounds cool.
Не то слово. Скоро я вас познакомлю.
He truly is. I'll introduce you soon.
Ты меня в гости приглашаешь?
Are you inviting me to come over?
А ты против?
You don't want to. fucking, these two, I hate them. A nasty whistle swept across the yard, interrupting me. Two silhouettes materialized from the snowfall, hands inside their pockets and heads kept low. The way that tough duo walked toward us didn't bode well for me.
А ну руки убрал от нее, живо!
Fucking now, okay, well. Get your hands off her now.
Полин, ты как? Он тебя не тронул?
You alright, Polina? Did he harm you?
Мы все видели, на.
He died, eh?
Видели что?
Saw what?
Что ты ее в лес вести собрался, психопат? Как Катьку.
That you were gonna lead her into the forest, you psycho, just like Katya.
В последний момент успели, на.
We got here in the nick of time. Polina's frustrated voice flew across the yard like a bird.
Да что вы мелите?
What's wrong with you two? Even at a distance, I can't help but laugh at Biasha. His fucking, like, art is inverted, do you see that? So, like, the text on his thing is backwards.
А ты не в курсе?
Hold on, wait, no, I can... Oh, not that. How do I hide? There. It's fucking inverted. Haven't you heard?
Как только этот чепушила сюда переехал, сразу народ стал пропадать.
As soon as this asswipe moved here, people started to go missing.
Ага, я вот сам видел, как он вчера Катю провожать вызвался и в лес уволок.
Look! I saw him offer Kasha to walk her home and drag her into the forest yesterday with my own eyes. What? I tried to retort.
Врешь! Я эту Катьку терпеть не мог.
Lies. I hated Kasha.
Ха, вот потому ее и грохнул.
And that's exactly why you offed her.
Все сходится, на.
Makes sense, eh? I was taken aback by this injustice. The Stan and Kenny of Tiny Bunny? Holy shit, the fat man was Cartman? This is just Russian South Park. Russian horror South Park. The only positive here was the fact that Ramka and Biasha made for terrible actors. Their lives were C at best if I could rate them.
Повезло тебе, что мы с ментами не икшаемся.
You're lucky I don't deal with the cops.
А то бы с радостью тебя маньяка сдали.
Or we would have happily reported your murdering ass.
Ничего, ничего. Ща проведем с ним воспитательную беседу, на.
It's okay. We're gonna have a serious talk with him, eh?
Держи его!
Grab him! Ramka moved toward me, smirking.
Значит, Катя тебе не нравилась, да?
So you didn't like Katya, huh?
Конечно, кто еще мог ее порешить?
Well, of course. Who else could have offed her?
Ты, например.
You could! Oh. I looked at Polina in amazement. Ramka froze in place with his fists raised.
В смысле?
What do you mean?
Катя при всем уважении никого не любила.
Let's be honest. Katya didn't particularly like anybody.
Думаешь, Рома она про тебя сплетни не распускала?
Do you think she wasn't spreading rumors behind your back, Roma?
Что твой отец в тюрьме сидел, что он тебя бьет?
Jail time! About your dad's jail time. About hitting you all the time. What is this instrumental? Ramka's face turned red and he started flapping his lips like a fish out of water. Polina continued speaking in a voice that rang with anger.
А ты, Бяша, сам-то где вчера вечером пропадал?
And you, Biasha? Where were you yesterday evening?
Катя говорила, что ты с приветом стал, как на черный гараж наткнулся.
Katya said you had a few screws loose ever since you encountered the black garage. The what? What is she... Biasha retreated. His face became deathly white in the cavity of his hood.
Так может, это ты тот психопат, что Катю украл?
Maybe you're the psycho who kidnapped Katya then. Biasha let out a voice almost turned into a squeal. Then he turned around and wobbled his way toward the gate, shaking his head. Wow, I thought. She dealt with Biasha so easily.
Что, один остался? Ромео недоделанный.
Well, what now, wannabe Romeo?
Какую еще гнусность выдумаешь, чтобы меня удивить? М?
What other nasty lie will you come up with to surprise me? Roma gulped, clearly discouraged.
Цирк устроить хотел? Героем представиться?
What's up with this nonsense? Did you want to play hero?
Только вот не ведут себя так герои.
Heroes don't act like this.
И актер ты, Рома, липовый.
And boy, you're a poor actor, Roma.
Да этот очкарик.
Listen, this Four Eyes
Во всем лучше тебя.
is better than you in every way. She said that, and she did the most astonishing thing. She grabbed my hand.
Пойдем, Антон.
Let's go, Anton. We passed the stunned Romka. We in there. I felt somewhat bad for him, but I obviously felt immense joy. He didn't stop us. He just stood there and stared into the growing blizzard. So when did we get murdered? And when do we find out that she is evil? I can't get a read on her, damn it. It's a shame she's probably batshit insane. I can't get a fucking read on her. I don't know, it's weird. When we crossed the gates, I jumped up and exclaimed.
Как ты его?
That was so cool. Polina flashed me an embarrassed smile.
Ну, знаешь, как дедушка говорит, с волками жить, по волчьи выть.
As you know, as Grandpa always says, you live with the wolves, you howl like one.
Он у тебя философ.
He sounds like a philosopher.
Краевед. Был раньше.
He's a local historian. At least he used to be.
Он уже давно на пенсии, а в последнее время ему серьезно не здоровится.
He's long retired, and lately he's not been feeling well. I gave her an empathetic nod. I kept sneaking glances at Polina. She was like a precious gem, its sides gleaming, shimmering, changing ever so slightly. What? Her eyes full of innocent laughter asked me. What if, what if she's the one kidnapping people? Wouldn't that be fucked up? Nothing, I replied without speaking.
Ты храбрый. Мне нравится.
You're brave. I like it.
Храбрый? Стоял там, язык проглотив.
I'm brave? But I just stood there dead silent.
Но стоял же, не сбежал.
True, but you didn't run.
Я до сих пор поражаюсь, как ты нашел в себе смелость
I'm gonna learn Russian at this rate.
Ударить Бабурина.
I'm still amazed that you found the courage to talk back. Not to mention hit Baburin. Baburin?
Ради тебя я готов на многое.
Baburin. I'm willing to do a lot for you.
Вот, я же говорю.
Rena situation? Which Rena? There's a lot of different iterations of her. See, I told you. You got Outbreak Rena, you got Last Arc of the Anime Rena, you got beaten to death with a bat Rena.
Ради тебя, моя госпожа.
The keyboard did that thing. God damn it. That expression was straight out of some novel. It's because I'm not pressing the spacebar down all the way to make it quieter. For you, I'd do anything. He just said. Oh, she said it. Okay. I thought he said milady for a second. I was about to fucking tear into him. For you, I'd do anything, milady. And Polina started giggling. I fake pouted, but I couldn't keep myself from smiling in the end. The village looked abandoned, desolate. Rickety fences, ravines full of garbage. Why are the ravines full of garbage? What? This place probably looks nice in the summer since it's full of greenery. But during winter, under the icy crust, under the snowy blanket. Dogs barked and clanged their chains behind the fences, but they grew quiet the moment we reached the next house.
Представь, что это призраки цепями звенят.
You don't have a garbage ravine? Not anymore. Where do you throw your trash? I kind of just throw it outside my front door, and then it disappears the next day. It's really weird. Try imagining that ghosts are clanging with those chains.
О, я обожаю сказки про призраков. Дедушка часто мне их рассказывает.
Oh, I love ghost stories. Grandpa tells them all the time. She then stopped in front of a small but cozy-looking house with a snow-covered roof, then put her hand on the small gate. Raya. Could it be a Raya situation? I don't know. Oh, I was about to spoil Space for the Unbound. I'm not going to do that, but, I don't know, maybe. She stopped in front of a small but cozy-looking house with a snow-covered roof. I mean, are we live? That's what Then put her hand on the small gate. Her eyes piercing me as if trying to peek into the depths of my soul.
Вот я все вспоминаю дедушку. Говорю, какой он хороший, заботливый, умный.
You see,
Но это только половина правды.
I always mention how good, caring, and smart my grandpa is. But it's only half of the truth.
В последнее время он немного...
Lately, he's been acting sort of... She paused, searching for the right words. He bought a wolf mask on eBay the other night.
чудной. Да, пожалуй.
Funny? Yeah, that's it.
Стал таким с годами. Так что ничему не удивляйся.
He became like that as he aged, so please try not to be surprised by him.
Так точно, ничему не удивляться.
Sir, yes, sir. No acting surprised.
Вольно!
At ease, soldier. We walked toward the house on the thin, clean path. Polina unlocked the door. Fucking where? There ain't no keyhole. The long hallway was full of shadows. I got a bad feeling about this. The door slammed shut. Behind our backs, cutting us off from the roaring wind and all the other outside sounds. The place became so silent that I could hear Polina's heart beating. I wanted to cover it with my hand and feel it with my palm. With my lifelines. What? One of the most significant signs in the practice of palmistry? What? A divinatory art that interprets the distinctive features of each hand, such as lines and mounts, to obtain information about a person's destiny and personality. Palmistry gained wide popularity among Russian youth in the 80s and 90s, influenced in part by the strong presence of the gypsy culture in the region, from which the art originated. I learned something new today?
Ты всегда так застываешь.
Oh, she's a vampire. That's a vampire. She's a vampire. She's got a horn? Do you always freeze like this?
Как будто у тебя в голове стоп-кран нажали.
As if somebody pulled an emergency brake in your head?
Фантазия рисует всякие картинки.
My imagination is running wild.
А, понимаю.
Ah, I see. She took off her coat and hanged it on a wall hook.
Раздевайся, разувайся.
Come on, take your stuff off.
Я пока в комнате приберусь.
I'll go clean up the room in the meantime.
Дедушка, бывает, вещи свои оставляет, где попало.
Grandpa always forgets his things everywhere. You've never had a woman look at the lines on your hands and say you have a year left to live? I mean, I've seen it in fictional media, but I didn't know that there was like a name for it.
Я быстро.
I'll be quick. That's a pretty sick horn, though. Can I have that? Give me that. She floated away light as a butterfly. Another butterfly of a steel kind had a real chance of floating inside my gut in the near future. I took off my coat, untied my shoelaces. A tiny squeak reached my ears. Wait. Pick it up! If one were to stand in front of the phone to the wallpaper patterns would look like a set of watchful eyes. So this is the place Polina called me from. She stood right here under the electric meter, among the shadows, twirling the phone cord. The electric meter is inside the house? Like just on the wall? That's weird. Maybe she even played with the light switch, turning the lights off and on at times, speaking to me in the dark. Well, I thought... that's... Matryoshka? Why is that on the floor? And some weird noises when I hover over some of these things. The reflections in this mirror are so sharp and deep. I don't know how to read. My gaze drowns in it. It feels more like a doorway than a mirror, with an identical room with skis and sticky-to-the-touch wallpaper behind it. What? The wallpaper's sticky? And the electric meter, which barely worked during the last months, as if Polina and her grandpa spend their evenings in complete darkness. And then... What the fuck, mate? That was... Asshole? I didn't even get to read what this said. Is there something there, or is it just a factory defect twisting the doors inside the mirror? It's just a hunting trophy. Thanks. I got an achievement for that. I can't take a screenshot of the I got an achievement. It's called Hoggers. Can I get a picture of the achievement? Okay, it wouldn't like let me take it when I'm in fucking full screen. Because video games are a stupid program. Hoggers. I got Hoggers. Cutting it up. Hoggers. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. What the fuck? Wow, there's so much junk in here. Like in a junk shop. Or like at the village cemetery dump, where people throw away plastic flowers, splinters from rotten crosses, and dirty stripes with gilded words of condolences. Yeah, it looks like my room, though. It's even got the kettle. Why did I think Polina's grandpa brought all this from a cemetery dump? Don't those have toys or a tambourine like those books about northern shamans? And this, what was it called again? A dream catcher, I think. Where? What? That? I have the ones that look like nets. I have a couple of them. And this, what was it called? A dream catcher, I think? It didn't catch any dreams, but it did catch a haymaker spider. And the stench. No wonder I can hear flies buzzing in this place, even if in the middle of winter. It smells like thawed lard and wet soil. I guess you could get used to it if you stayed here long enough. Streamer got scared by a PogChamp emote. Why? Hoggers. A pair of tourist skis. Dad told me how he would make his own skis and ski poles, and even his own ski wax from beeswax, rosin, and pine resin. A good fit for the harsh winters around here, but these skis are in need of maintenance. These bindings are in very bad condition. They have dark red spots on them, probably just rust. I told you she's a vampire. I know this painting. Paganini. The guy was so good at playing the violin that the other people had decided he had sold his soul to the devil. This portrait was drawn by Nikolai Fakhnin? He was a famous Russian painter that moved to America after the Revolution and became famous there too. Wow, Paganini has such long fingers. And such a piercing stare. What is he looking at? Maybe he did sell his soul after all. Would Polina sell hers, I wonder? What if she already did? That's disturbing. I don't get why adults hang something like this in their homes. Crooked, sharp outgrowths. I've read that animals don't get hurt when their horns that had already hardened get trimmed. Don't antlers fall off on their own after a while, too? Still, it's the same as plastering your wall with clipped fingernails. They are also cornified objects that were once part of a living organism. Okay, we're gonna wait now. This house is... This house. I looked into the deeper part of the house while taking off my boots. Oh no. Semi-dark masked the corner, and at the end of the corridor, something moved toward me, making the dry floorboards squeak. The sound grew louder. I realized that I stepped back toward the door without thinking.
Полина,
This guy looks based. A wheelchair appeared from around the corner. A stocky old man protruded from the darkness.
Ты должно быть одноклассник моей Полли.
You must be my Polya's classmate, right?
да, Антон Петров.
My name's Anton Petrov. We shook hands. His grip was surprisingly firm.
Очень приятно. Очень.
Good to meet you. Very good.
А я Харитон. Греческое имя значит «щедрый».
Chariton? Is that how he said it? And I'm Chariton, a name of Greek origin. It means charitable. It's Jack Baker.
А твое имя знаешь, что обозначает?
And do you know the meaning of your name?
Никогда не задумывался.
I've never thought about it.
От латинского «антео» — тот, кто вступает в бой.
It comes from Latin anteo, someone who goes into battle.
Хм.
I chuckled in reply. Apparently my name has brave roots.
А Полина?
And Polina?
Полина французского происхождения.
Polina is a name of French origin.
Если не ошибаюсь, солнечная.
If I remember correctly, it means sunlight. Of course, the sunlight, the enchanting views of France, the Parisian sky, am I saying that right? All of that sounded like Polina.
Вы так много знаете об именах.
You know a lot about names.
Я каждой своей кукле особенное имя давал.
I gave all my dolls unique names.
Кукле?
Dolls?
Полина не рассказывала? Я же кукловодом работал при театре.
Hasn't Polina told you? Haven't Polina? Should it be hasn't? I used to work as a puppeteer in a theater. She's not real.
Сторож с сигаретой тлеющей уснул, сам погиб. И театр сгорел до основания.
What the fuck? Then one day, a night guard fell asleep while smoking there. He died and the theater burned down.
Куклы мои сгорели.
All my dolls burned down.
Жаль.
What a shame. I was pretty sure that Polina had told me her grandpa was a local historian. He's fucking with him. He squinted.
А знаешь ли ты, Петров Антон, что в старину у людей два имени было? Настоящее и то, что они называли незнакомцем.
Haven't you heard, Anton Petrov, that people in the ages past used to have two names? Their true name and the one they shared with strangers.
Считалось, что подлинное имя, попав к нехорошим людям, могло обернуться против человека.
It was believed that if a person's true name ended up in the hands of bad people, it could spell disaster for its owner.
По имени насылали хвори и даже смерть.
Those names could be used to hex, or even kill.
Ого.
Really?
Вот тебе и ого!
Oh, yes, really.
И зверям имена придумывали не просто так.
And the names they gave to animals were also deliberate.
Заяц от литовского «зайсти», прыгун, то есть, а волк — старославянское «влек», тот, кто таскает.
The most Russian-sounding sentence I've ever heard in my life. Hold on, what? Zayats Volk? A Karaton explains the etymology of words for bunny and wolf in Russian. The English translation uses transcribed versions of those words to ensure the comparison to other languages in this line makes sense photonically. Fucking. Zayats comes from Zaisti in Lithuanian, a hopper, and Volk comes from Old Slavonic vlek, one who drags. Why is he getting closer? Karaton drove closer and crossed his hands on his chest. I wondered to myself where Polina's parents were. She never spoke about her mom, only her grandpa. I decided to ask a question to continue the conversation.
А медведь?
And what about the bear?
О, имя медведя неизвестно.
Oh, the bear's name is still a mystery.
Наши предки так боялись этого зверя, что предпочли забыть слово, которым его величали.
Chatty. Our ancestors were so afraid of the beast that they decided to forget the word they used to call it with.
Оно просто сгинуло из языка.
It just disappeared from their language.
Вместо него осталось более позднее прозвище.
We were left with a much more
Ведущий медом.
recent interpretation, one who oversees the honey. A pun based on the two syllables that make up the Russian word for bear, one of which means honey, while the other means to have knowledge of something, to oversee something.
Интересно.
Sounds interesting. The old man's smile became wider, revealing a stockade of metal implants. He raised his hand and waved it in the air like a rake that was scratching at empty space.
Скирлы, скирлы, скирлы.
The squeaking sound made me shrink instinctively.
То я медведь на липовой ноге, на березовой клюке.
I'm fucking with the controller still. Here comes the bear, on a fake hind leg with a long birch cane. This excerpt is from an old Russian folktale that tells the story of a bear that steals turnips from a village. During one of his thefts, the bear gets attacked by an old peasant who chops off one of the bear's hind legs and gives it to his wife to make soup from the meat and cloth from the wool. The bear later returns to the village with a fake hind leg to exact his revenge on the family, only to fall into the cellar inside their house and get killed by the villagers. Sorry, the Villalugers.
Все по селам спят, по деревням спят.
The whole village sleeps, and the peasants sleep.
Одна баба не спит, на моей коже сидит.
One old hag is awake, sitting on my skin.
Мою шерстку придет, мое мяско жрет.
Spinning my brown fur, feasting on my flesh. If this was what Polina warned me about, I had already broken my promise. It's not like I got surprised, more like I became seriously concerned.
По легенде, именно в нашей деревне приключилась эта страшная сказка, как и многие другие.
I like this song. This played earlier, I think. I like it. According to legends, that morbid tale happened right in our village, just like many others.
Вот, к примеру,
There's also this one.
в прошлом веке простому люду тяжко пришлось.
The previous century was tough on simple folk.
Денег у них тогда мало было, а еды и того меньше, точь-в-точь, как сейчас.
They had close to no money, and even less food, just like nowadays.
Подались тогда крестьяне разбойничать, тайгу обворовывать. Кто карася ухватит, а кто и гуся.
Peasants resorted to robbing, of the taiga that is. A crucian here, a goose there.
А главный егерь мало того, что не препятствовал, так еще в первых рядах браконьерствовал.
And the chief gamekeeper, not only didn't he prevent them from doing so, but he also spearheaded the poaching efforts.
Самым зажиточным стал на селе. Погреб того и гляди лопнет.
He became the richest man in the village. His cellar was almost ready to burst.
Так и кричал егерь на всю округу: «Я в лесу хозяин!»
The gamekeeper boasted everywhere he went. This forest is mine. I'm the master here.
Обзавелся он, значит, семьей, слугами, да каким-никаким имением.
Then he formed a family, got himself a bunch of servants and a humble estate.
И на радостях пир закатил горой аж до самой ночи. А как 12 пробило, собаки залаяли.
It was such a joyful occasion that he ordered a feast that spanned for the whole day, up until the night. When the clock struck 12, though, dogs started barking outside.
«Идите, — кричит егерь слугам, — собакам кости бросьте!»
God, those are his teeth. Go, the game master shouted to his servants. Throw some bones to the dogs.
Через время в ворота застучали.
Time passed, and somebody knocked on its gates.
«Идите, — кричит семье, — гостей прогоните!»
Go, he shouted to his family. Chase away the guests.
Остался он за столом один. Никто воротиться не спешит.
He was left alone at the table. Not a single soul was coming back.
Слышит? Собаки завыли и смолкли.
He heard dogs howling, only to go silent again. Then,
И тут со страшной силой в дверь забарабанили.
and then somebody started banging on his door.
Бах, бах, бах!
I looked at my parched lips and instinctively looked over the man's shoulder, praying in my mind that Polina wouldn't come back soon and interrupt this eerie monologue. Yet only Yet only fallen shadow writhed behind Karitan's back.
Егерь от страха едва живой в погреб помчался.
The game master got scared to death and ran to the cellar.
Замком щелк. Вдруг голос из-за двери.
He slammed the lock shut. Then suddenly somebody spoke from the outside.
Милый, это я, жена твоя. Отвори.
Love, it's me, your wife. Open up.
В жизнь не открою.
No way. Never.
Голос стал грубее, напористее.
The voice became harsher, more forceful.
Изголодалась я, любимый. Дай хоть чего-то из закромов.
I'm starving, love. At least give me something from our supplies.
Уйди, уйди, Христом заклинаю, закричал егерь и упал молиться.
Be gone! In the name of the Lord, the game master shouted and fell to his knees in prayer.
Тогда голос как гром грянул.
The next moment, the voice roared.
Целиком не выйдешь, хоть кусок мне отрежь.
Oh, that's scary. If you won't come out in one piece, at least give me a slice. Look at that. That's horrifying.
Егерь вне себя от ужаса просидел в подвале до первых петухов.
The game master spent the rest of the night inside, trembling from fear.
А как показаться отважился, то нашел своих слуг и родных.
And when he gathered enough bravery to come out, he found his family and servants.
Повешенными на собственных кишках вдоль тракта.
Oh, hanging on their own guts along the main road.
Глядь, а в имении уже дикие звери хозяйничают.
Wow, these beasts look familiar, don't they? In the blink of an eye, his manor became infested with wild beasts.
Потому что нету тайги границ. Она частично в нашем мире.
Because the
Отчасти там, где ночь никогда не кончается.
Because the taiga has no bounds. One part of it exists in our world, and the other in a place where night never ends.
Егерь пытался, сломя голову, бежать из проклятой деревни, но истинный хозяин леса настиг его в пути.
The game master tried to escape the accursed village, but in the true forest, the true... Sorry, that threw me off. Yeah, that threw me off. But the true forest master got to him in the end. It wasn't written poorly, my brain is malfunctioning, sorry. I spoke in a shaky voice.
И что же с ним сделал этот хозяин леса?
And what did the forest master do to him? The old man tilted his head and burst out laughing.
Спроси лучше, чего он не сделал.
What? Can't hear you over the sound. It's easier to name what he didn't do. Anton! Polina, your grandfather, he's terrifying, help me. The old man's eyes pinned me to the door leaf. No, he's cool, I like him. I can't wait to find out that he's been assisting Polina in murdering people after kidnapping them. Come on in, Anton. The old man stayed silent for a moment. Then he smiled as if nothing had ever happened and rolled his wheelchair back.
Ну, заболтал я тебя. Ступай.
My, look at me talking your ear off. Go. I brushed off my stupor and minced across the corridor.
Приятно было познакомиться.
It was nice meeting you.
И мне, Петров Антон, и мне.
Oh, this is nice. What does that say? Nope. Those aren't pronounceable letters to me. This cat. Is it? Wait, hold on. I gotta examine. Get a cat? That's the only thing that matters here. I felt relieved when I finally slipped into Polina's room. It looked just like its owner. Cute and tidy. A huge collection of vinyl records and a record player immediately caught my attention. The walls were adorned by framed photographs.
Дедушка тебя не сильно донимал?
I hope Grandpa wasn't annoying you.
Нет, он очень интересный.
No, he's a very intriguing person.
Небось, ты теперь знаешь все о своем имени.
I bet you know everything about your name now. I forced out a laugh. My eyes slid across the photos. I can't look at the cat? What is that? Is that anime? A Sailor Moon poster! This cartoon is for girls. Transformers are way better, and drawing them is much more interesting, especially when they transform, when they change shape. Was Sailor Moon popular in Russia? Although if Polina had the 2x2 channel on her TV, and she invites me to watch it together, I won't refuse. In the name of the moon, I shall punish you. You fucking nerd. You fucking weeb nerd. Sailor Moon is for girls. That's why I know every catchphrase from the show. A bit too old-fashioned, but I like it. Let's see what Polina has in her collection. Vinyl records from Melodia. Melodia? And some much rarer ones from Yugoton, a company in Yugoslavia. Rachmaninoff. Sviridov. Sure. Verdi's Arise, performed by... These aren't real names. They're not real. I refuse to believe. Mars was best girl. Man, I haven't seen a single episode of Sailor Moon. I need water. Sorry, hold on. What do you take me for, a nerd? You think I watch Sailor Moon? Performed by Ibla Gerzmava. Sure, only classics. No Toto Kutugno. No Damies Rus. I'm so close to giving up on the names. Holy shit. She even has some bone music. What the fuck is bone music? Recordings made with an electro recorder over X-ray shots. What? The needle slides of the picture of someone's ribs and you hear David Oistrek. Oi. Wow, this is worse than French! Playing a violin. Piano's simple. Piano doesn't have weird... a cuz-bass piano. Not a speck of dust on the cover. This is the place where she practices. Let's see what pieces she has in her music sheets. Andel's Capriccio Sol Minor. Looks like the name of a pizza Teenage Mutant... What? Looks like the name of a pizza Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would eat. Oh, meanwhile, I won't even be able to play a flea waltz. I need to. It's time to examine.
А это твои родители?
Are these your parents? Polina looked down.
Да,
My hair is like still half wet. How is it not dry yet? Showered like 2 hours ago. What? Yeah.
они погибли много лет назад.
They
Я их
died.
практически не помню.
They died many years ago. I can barely remember them.
О,
I felt like a total idiot. I could have guessed Polina was an orphan. Did you try using a towel? Yes. My hair is thick, so it takes like hours to dry. Also, I'm sitting against a chair, which doesn't help. I'm like wrapping it around and throwing it over the front of myself to try to get it to dry out more.
мне очень жаль.
I'm so sorry.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Дедушка воспитывал меня как родную дочь. Никогда не устану благодарить его.
Grandpa raised me as his own daughter. I'm forever grateful to him.
Представляю, каково тебе пришлось.
Sorry, I was drinking lemonade. I'm fine. I can imagine how tough it was. Polina flashed me a sad smile and brushed off a mischievous look across a mischievous lock of hair off her face. The
Давай
hair
не
is
будем об этом.
mischievous? Let's stop talking about sad stuff. Show me the cat. Now.
Познакомься с Джоанной.
Meet Johanna instead! Yes! Best character right here. Look at them. Look at them. Man bun? I refuse. I bent down to take a better look at the cat that was snuggled up beside the radiator.
Привет, Джоанна.
Hi, Joanna. Oh. The cat hit her tail on the radiator's fins, then hissed, showing her fangs.
Прости, она не особо дружелюбна.
Well, shit. I'm sorry. She's not exactly friendly.
К такой реакции я привык.
I'm used to this kind of reaction.
Что за имя, Джоанна?
What's with that name? Joanna.
Тебе не надоело говорить про имена?
Still not tired of talking about names.
Джоанна из сериала «Элена, ребята». Смотри.
The Boys! Helen and the Boys, a French TV series, fucking France, targeted at teenagers that was broadcasted all over Europe, including most Eastern European countries in the middle of the 1990s. Johanna is from Helen and the Boys. Have you seen it? I snorted.
Это для девочек.
That's a show for girls.
Ой, подумаешь. Я вот и трансформеров смотрю.
Dude, she's based. Oh, come on. I, for one, watched the Transformers, too. She called it The Transformers. You sound like a boomer.
Да ладно, кто твой любимчик?
Really now. And who's your favorite? She better say Starscream.
Ты меня проверяешь? Допустим, Мегатрон.
That's the normie answer. You're giving the normie answer. Is this a test? Let's say it's Megatron.
Ага. А говорила, что не любишь плохих парней.
Didn't you say you dislike bad guys?
Да, но вот ему удалось растопить мое сердечко.
He's such a complex character. Oh my god, she's so right. I do, but he alone was able to thaw my heart. Polina grabbed at her chest in a comical manner. Polina sat down on the couch and fixed the bedspread.
Чем займемся?
So, what are we gonna do? Well, the second I step outside, I'm gonna get stabbed to death. So, I guess I live here. I guess I live here now. Yeah. Her pose and playful gaze hypnotized me. Dimmed lights helped create a special, exciting atmosphere inside the room. I felt a faint aroma of blackberry, but also something more elusive and captivating. Megatron had a better fight theme than Starscream in Transformers Devastation. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck Transformers Devastation is. $2015. What is this? Is this new shit? This is some new shit. No, hold on a minute. No, you're not a real Transformers fan unless you watched the 1984 series, okay? I've never seen a single episode of Transformers. I am entirely fucking with you. At that moment, my usual embarrassment suddenly morphed into some unexplainable vigor. Think Metal Gear Rising, but with Transformers. Is it good? Because that sounds good. I wanted to show off and brag, to do everything in my power to keep Polina's gaze fixed on me for as long as possible. I imagined myself to be like Agent 007, ready to seduce another femme fatale with his stunning looks. As if mimicking the hero of spy action movies, I crossed my hands on my chest and with a mysterious smile on my face, decided to lean against the wall. I thought myself to be quite charming at that particular moment. Yet a clanking sound stopped me from enjoying this graceful pose. I failed to notice an open piano and sat right down in the middle of its keys. Oh no, the Riz! The meter's going down. He's at negative 20%. We're gonna lose him, mate. We gotta get doctors in here. I had lost all of my charms after almost reaching the ceiling in one scared jump. Followed by the instrument lid slamming shut with a bang. At the same time, a frightened Johanna jumped off the chair. It's a fucking Sailor Moon! The cat rushed up the curtain and then dashed across the wall to the safety of the wardrobe's top, ripping out thin slices of wallpaper along the way. Oh, we ruined it. It's good art, though. I didn't expect to see this in this game. No! Pieces of a torn-up Sailor Moon poster that, by pure chance, happened to be in the way of the scared animal fell to my feet. Oh, damn it! Judging from the look on Polina's face, she really liked that poster.
Прости, я не хотел.
Shit! Moments before disaster. It's over! You gotta run away, you gotta go into hiding. Or just redraw it, since he's an artiste. Sorry, it was an accident.
М,
She closed her eyes, her lips twisted and forehead wrinkled. It seemed like Polina was about to scream or cry, but she sighed and spoke in a calm voice.
Не беда.
It's okay.
Нет такой поломки, которую нельзя починить с помощью изоленты.
Electric tape! There's nothing that can't be fixed with electric tape.
Ну, в этом случае с помощью скотча.
Well, duct tape in our case.
Давай, помогай.
Give me a hand here. What? What? Puzzle? Oh man, I'm glad I looked at it when I did. That goes, like, over here, I think. That's on the bottom left. Okay, so that's the top corner, I think, right? Like this. Okay, I don't actually need to physically tape the thing back together, it seems like. Fucking cat! Which piece goes over here? This one. Look at me, I have to think in this game. Did you know? Thinking is required. The last piece fell in its place, and seemed like the room's harmony was restored along with the poster. I was gonna say that she was based for having electric tape, but I take that back.
Это же персонаж из Sailor Moon? Sailor Юпитер или как там ее?
Jupiter? I'm gonna say that from now on. I think I have before, but now it's the only way I'm ever gonna say it. This is a character from Sailor Moon, right? Sailor Jupiter, I think.
Да нет же, это Сейлор Сатурн.
No, this is Sailor Saturn. Oh, these are the ones that got censored in the US?
Ее зовут Хатару. Она воин разрушения, который вместо того, чтобы уничтожить мир, спасла его.
God knew the makers of this were weebs. Her name is Hotaru, and she is a warrior of destruction. Yet instead of destroying the world, she ended up saving it.
Мне она всегда больше всех нравилась.
I always liked her the most.
Вот. А еще у нее раздвоение личности, представляешь?
I wonder if it was censored in other countries too. I would imagine yes. Oh, she also has 2 different personalities in her. Can you imagine? You, Peter.
По крайней мере, было. Джоанна порвала ее на дюжину личностей, не
She
меньше.
had at the very least Johanna ripped into her. At least a dozen more. I glanced at Polina and inquired in a soft voice.
Расскажи, как проходят твои вечера.
How do you usually spend your evenings? Polina shrugged and looked at me as if bored.
Смотрю телевизор или играю дедушке на скрипке.
I watch TV or play violin for Grandpa.
Он планирует сделать из меня Давида Ойстраха.
Oistrakh? Is that how she said it? He wants to make me into a new David Oistrakh? One of the most prominent Russian violinists. He was also known for his musical conductor skills, earning the rank of master in that field. Died from a heart stroke hours after one of his concerts. What is a heart stroke? You mean heart attack? Is that another name for it?
Кого?
David who?
Скрипач был такой великий.
He was a famous violinist.
А ты что же, сама не хочешь играть?
So he's forcing you to play.
Почему? Хочу.
Forcing me. Nothing of the sort.
Это мой шанс уехать в город и начать нормальную жизнь.
This is my chance to move to a big city and lead a better life.
Гастролировать по странам, знакомиться с новыми людьми.
Touring different countries and meeting new people. I felt a sting of stupid jealousy from her words.
Поиграешь для меня?
Excuse me, hiccup. Can you play something for me?
Ты точно этого хочешь?
Are you sure?
Очень.
Of course.
Хорошо. Только учти, я сегодня не в форме.
Alright, but keep in mind I'm a bit under the weather today. She procured the violin from its case, then the polished frame glimmered with in the lamplight.
Это необычная скрипка.
This is not an ordinary violin.
Ее смастерил в 17 веке скрипичных дел мастер Гварнери, а сам Ойстрах дал на ней первый концерт.
It was made in the 17th century by a violin artisan named I give up. Used for his first concert.
Она дорогая.
Break the violin. Hey, where'd the cat go? Is it expensive?
Ну, пару миллионов долларов стоит.
It's worth at least a couple $1,000,000. My jaw dropped. Polina replied with laughter. Did she say dollar? I heard dollar. Like,
Видел бы ты свое лицо.
I wish I could see your face right now. You could.
Я шучу. Копейки она стоит.
I'm joking. It's dirt cheap.
Если бы у меня была скрипка Гварнери, я бы жила в Москве.
If I had one of Guarani's violins, I would have lived in Moscow.
А я и не повелся.
Hey, I knew you were joking.
Конечно, конечно.
Mm-hmm, sure. Polina took a proper playing pose and clutched the violin between her shoulder and jaw, then brought the bow to the strings.
Фа диез минор.
Whatever she said. The bow slid across the strings, saturating the air inside the room with music. I sat on the windowsill, amazed at the melody's power. Polina looked so graceful when playing. Her bow soared. It cut open space-time. Her slender fingers moved with inhuman speed. A phantom smile smoldered on the girl's lips. It felt like the music that mysterious... My face itches. Stop. That mysterious Fa diez minor. But was akin to a gust of wind that found its way inside the house, bringing along smells of the sea and the faraway cities. And every new gust that made it even more difficult to breathe for my enthralled self. Does Anton know how to play the piano? God damn, the melody carried me up to the skies, bringing back memories of that night when I was jumping over the forest. But just like everything good, it ended way too fast. Polina froze for a moment, then lowered her hand and bowed. The waterfall of her fragrant hair swayed back and forth. Uh-oh. I jumped up, clapping.
Браво! Кто это сочинил?
I thought the cat was gonna, like, run up him or something. Your Lion April syndrome. Bravo! Who composed this?
Роберт Шуман.
Robert Schumann.
А вот кто теперь мой любимый композитор. Во.
The second syllable turned into an incredulous cry when someone wailed under my foot. Meow! I forgot all about the cat in my excitement and ended up stepping on her tail. She didn't give me the time to apologize. Oh god, here we go. I knew it! Johanna crawled up my leg and clung to my thigh. Her sharp claws pierced my skin through the pants. Polina came to my rescue by slapping the cat on the back of her head.
Джоанна! Гадость какая! Брысь!
You foul thing, shoo. The cat jumped on the wall rug and retreated from the room after opening the door with her paw. It opened the door on its own. I winced when touching my thigh. It was probably quite scratched up. Polina gave me a sympathetic hug. Oh, he's in there.
Больно?
Oh, he's in there. Holy shit. Most uncharismatic kid. Cats do that? Do they really? Does it hurt?
Да так, я сам виноват.
All according to plan. No, he's playing into it. This was all part of the process. It was my fault.
Ой, я ей покажу, как бросаться на моих гостей.
I'll show her what attacking my guests entails. I was worried less about the pain and more about the damage to my clothes. My pants were riddled with tiny holes. Well, Mom will sure be happy about this. At the same time, Polina's attention was flattering.
Твоя Джанна — дама с характером.
Your Johanna is quite a strong lady.
Вы поладите.
You'll get along.
Если ты не умрешь от потери крови, конечно.
If you don't bleed out on me, of course. She turned around and searched the room with her eyes.
Где-то тут был йод.
I thought we had iodine around here.
Не обязательно.
Oh, don't worry.
Что значит не обязательно?
What do you mean?
Еще никто не умирал в моей спальне.
Nobody had ever died in my bedroom before. I'd prefer to keep it that way.
Снимай пока штаны.
For now, take off your pants! I imagined myself standing in front of Polina in just my underwear. I imagined her bending down to treat my... I'm okay. To treat my wounds. That fantasy scalded my mind like hot steam.
Не надо, Полин, ну правда.
Please, let's not do it, Polina. She didn't listen, just soaked a piece of cotton in brownish liquid from a strong-smelling bottle.
Пациент, я готова. Спускайте.
When do we get to the scary bits? There was a jump scare earlier. I'm ready, patient. Pull them down.
Серьезно, дома промою.
She ain't having it. Remove your trousers. Lose the shorts. I'll rinse it when I get home. My reply erased the smile from her beautiful lips. A horizontal wrinkle ran across her nose bridge. She spoke in a voice with a tinge of capriciousness. Hogger doesn't count. I think it does.
Перестань сопротивляться.
Cheap jump scare?
Дай я тебе помогу.
It was a funny jump scare. There's a difference. Stop resisting. Let me help you. She rubbed my leg lower than where my wound was.
Девочкам нельзя отказывать.
Do I have to get out the polio? Do I still have it? I don't think I do. No, I don't have the polio. Hold on, let me prepare the polio. So I need that. Okay. Just in case I need it. You can't reject girls like that. This is gonna get weird. Polina took a bold step toward me and grabbed the buckle of my pants belt. What is this? What is this tropey bullshit? I tried dodging, but to no avail. The girl was already behind me. She placed her fingers under the belt and tried to pull down my pants.
Ах ты ж...
Oh, no, you don't. She giggled. Remember the part earlier that happened when he was having some weird nightmare and he opened the pot and his own head was in it? That was great. I want more of that. I spun around and Polina pressed her body into mine, bursting with laughter. Oh god, the true horror, teenage romance. I can't handle it! She sank her teeth into my arm ever so slightly and tugged on the belt. I stepped back, stumbled upon the couch, and ended up sprawled across its soft surface. Polina landed on top of me. This is gonna get weird. This is already weird. What am I talking about? We've reached the glomp section of the game. Her hair covered my face and tickled my nostrils. Okay. I felt the vibrations. I felt the vibrations coming from Polina's chest. She was laughing. I also felt the chilly draft with the exposed skin of my thighs. She managed to pull down my pants after all. I lay underneath her, partially naked, dying from embarrassment. Polina pulled away. Her laughter died down. Is this the part where she pulls out the knife? She blew away a lock of her hair and looked me straight in the eye. I'm looking forward to the image of Biasha looking into the window. Then pressed her small fist into her cheek and measured my face with a thoughtful glance.
Ты чего?
Is there something on my face?
Ничего. Красивый ты.
This is moving so, like, this is too fast. Hold on a minute. We haven't even gotten to the part where you get abducted and I have to save you because there's this weird serial kidnapping thing happening. No, but you're very handsome.
Скажешь тоже.
That's not true.
Честно-честно.
Честно? But you are honest.
И знаешь, мне кажется, что я все эти годы ждала, когда ты в поселок приедешь.
And you know, I think I've been waiting for you to appear in the village for all these years. My heart was thumping in a crazy rhythm. I felt it under my ribs, in my temples, all over my body. I completely forgot that I was lying underneath her without my pants on, rubbing my bare thigh against her leg.
Мне хорошо с тобой.
I really like your company. Oh, that's the lamest thing I've ever heard anyone say to anyone.
И мне.
Oh, maybe it's just a translation thing. I don't know. I like you too.
Я встретила человека, который меня понимает.
He's the doll. He's gonna be Kenified. I finally met someone who understands me.
Это дороже скрипки Гварнери.
Ugh. This is more valuable than a Granny violin. I said that wrong. I already... Shush. I shifted my gaze to her lips. When does Hoggers come back? They were so close that I could see even the tiniest of wrinkles on their surface, just as parched as my own lips. I don't have a choice! I'm saving for some reason. I don't know why. Where's the part where I say no? I don't have a choice. Polina lowered her eyelids. Eyelashes fluttered. Where does the cat needs to rocket into the room and ruin this? We all know why you're saving. Well, I was trying to see if there was another option to not let it... Never mind. Polina lowered her eyelids. Eyelashes fluttered. Our lips touched. I felt dizzy as if I was falling into a bottomless pit. I do not remember this game having a romance tag on Steam, by the way. I just want to point that out. Every cell in my body sang in jubilation, as if I was getting a taste of the most beautiful music, something even more perfect than Schumann's melody. And then, I thought he was going to say he looked out the window for a second. Oh no. And then I looked in the mirror, mounted on the wardrobe's door. It reflected a half-open door and the corridor's gut. Karitan was peeping at us through the crack. Look at him! Look at him. Oh, he's just sitting there. His grim face floated in the black waters of darkness. His eyes pierced me, much deeper and angrier than feline claws. I don't think he's approving. After getting his cover blown, the old man drove back away from the door and dissolved into Terry's shadows. I'm gonna die tonight. I parted my lips from Polina's distraught. I had to interrupt our sweet kiss. Oh god. Sorry, I had to cough. Polina gave me a questioning look and spoke in a frustrated voice.
В чем дело?
What's wrong? I untangled myself from her, stood up, trying to get my pants back on. Yeah, I probably didn't... Oh, dear. Oh, no, Grandpa, I'm sorry. Trying to put my pants back on. Let me get my pants second first, and then maybe I'll jump on you. And fastened the belt on my third attempt.
Ни в чем.
Nothing.
Я вспомнил просто. Пообещал маме вернуться к ужину.
I just remembered I promised Mom to return home before dinner.
Не уходи.
Don't go.
Полин, послушай.
Did you take the amulet from her? I did not. I let her keep it. Is that bad? I'm gonna die, aren't I? Imagine a picture. You were kissing a classmate in the 6th grade. No, I don't like it. Polina, listen.
Не уходи, Тош.
Don't go, Tosha. Wait, what's wrong? Why is she crying? Her voice trembled. Silvery streams ran down her cheeks. I was taken completely by surprise. Polina's mood shifted in an instant, just like the topics in her grandpa's monologue. Still, her grandpa was old and weird, and she...
Забери меня с собой.
Take me with you. Is he hallucinating, or is...
Ты чего, Полин? Ну перестань.
What happened, Polina? Please stop it. I leaned into her, worried.
Ну хватит, правда. Все же хорошо.
Calm down. It's okay.
Я здесь с ума
What?
сойду.
What do you...
Не знаю, руки на себя наложу.
What is... I'm going mad here. I don't know. I'll off myself.
Не говори так.
What? Don't say that. What is happening? She plopped on the bed, face in her hands. Sobs turned into stifled cries. What's going on? I stifled my feet, puzzled with no idea how to react.
Давай сбежим. Завтра же соберем вещи и уедем в город.
Let's run away. We'll gather our things tomorrow and go to the city.
Нам по 12 лет.
We're both just 12.
И что?
And?
Тебе нравится жить в хибаре у леса?
Do you enjoy living in a wooden shack at the edge of the forest?
А мне, думаешь, по нраву гнить, заточенный в 4 стенах?
Do you think I enjoy rotting away cooped up inside? God damn it, it's only the first date. She's already having a mental breakdown. Her back arched. Her small fists pummeled the couch.
Если ты мужчина, уведи меня из этого места.
If you're a man, take me away from this place. So how about that, that Sailor Moon poster, huh? You need to leave, my inner voice blurted out. I couldn't help but agree.
Прости, тебе надо отдохнуть. Поговорим позже.
I should have chosen the fox at the beginning of the game. Shit. I'm sorry. You need to rest. Let's talk later. I went into the corridor mumbling. I might have acted like a coward, but I couldn't handle her fit of hysteria anymore. This is the most harmless thing that will happen to you in Chapter 4. What does that mean? I put on my coat, shoved my feet down my boots. This fucking man! I stared at the darkness, imagining a man-eating bear. I could hear Polina's cries coming from the other side of the wall while something was squeaking its way toward me. Oh god, what's gonna happen? I don't... Leave now, run away. The wheelchair stopped 7 feet away on the border between light and darkness.
Уходишь? Так быстро?
I don't... Leaving so soon? I replied in a mumbling voice while tying my shoes.
Простите, мама будет беспокоиться.
Sorry. My mom will get worried.
Ты знаешь настоящее имя своей матери?
Do you-
Петров Антон.
Do you know your mother's true name, Anton Petrov? Shadows swirled behind Keraton. I craved to leave this eerie place as soon as possible.
Нет, простите.
No, I'm sorry. I started apologizing left and right, anxious.
Почему плачет Полина? Что случилось?
Why is Polina crying? What happened? Metal teeth shimmered in the dark. Please don't get mad at me.
Пойдем на кухню. Чай пить будем.
Am I gonna die? Tea. Let's go to the kitchen. Tea is ready.
Я тортик разрезал.
I've already cut up the cake.
Меня ждут.
Mom is waiting for me.
Подождут и перестанут. Ну, пойдем, пойдем.
It's okay. She can wait a bit longer. Come.
Ха.
He let out a dissatisfied sob. I'm uncomfortable. I managed to fix the shoelaces, so I sprang to my feet. The old man kept a strenuous smile on his face. Oh, I turned my back on him. My fingers struggled with the lock.
Скарлы, скарлы.
I'll be forced to stay, driven over by a wheelchair, dragged away.
Скарлы, скарлы.
The door opened, letting chilly air inside the stuffy corridor.
Как твое настоящее имя?
What's your true name?
До свидания.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Just go hang out with your sister. She's the only normal character in this game, I swear to God. Keraton is voiced by a now dead actor. Oh. When did the voice acting patch for this came out, like... Not that long ago, right? Man. I flew to the porch, to the trail that snaked between the houses. While I was at Polina's place, darkness had shrouded in the village. I don't know how to read tonight. Shit. With its crow-like wings. The howling wind made it feel alive, conscious. Lamplights firmly embedded embedded into the night, emanated a faint glow. I wiped my forehead. What was that? Why did Polina throw such a tantrum? And the old man who was peeping at us. No wonder she wanted to run away so badly. You have a sister? Anton does. Also, yes. As soon as I remembered Keraton's shiny... Where did the word shiny come from? Keraton's metal teeth. Goosebumps started running all over my skin. No. 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 Fuck off. This kid should start carrying around a knife or something, I swear. I shuddered and looked around. A fuzzy silhouette appeared near the fence.
Кто здесь?
No, just leave. Who's there? Yeah, we're gonna die. A person stepped toward me into the ring of light. My soul almost left my body. I recognized Romka. Is he crying? His cheeks were wet. His eyes reddened. Ugh. He cried while hiding in the dark.
Ну, привет.
Oh, hi.
Разве я не предупреждал тебя, а?
I warned you before, didn't I?
Разве не говорил, что убью, если увижу рядом с ней?
I said you'd be dead if I ever saw you near her again, didn't I? I heard a click. Saw the shine of a butterfly knife. I'm sorry, still the scene of just like... just like a PNG floating in front of him. Romka's bloodless lips stretched into a scary grimace. His pupils glinted like a pair of coins.
Ром, убери нож.
Roma, put away the knife.
Думаешь, я псих? Я покажу тебе, что делают психи.
Think I'm crazy? I'll show you crazy!
Рома,
I backtracked, afraid of turning my defenseless shoulder blades toward him. Roma advanced toward me, scowling.
Жалкий ублюдок.
You scum! What the fuck? White bubbles formed at the edges of his mouth. He wiped his face with a jerky motion, smearing the tears all over his cheeks even more. His eyes glazed over with the fog of hatred. The steel butterfly knife started to show its upward movement, but then suddenly dove toward me, as if somebody fast-forwarded the tape. Romka lunged at me. His face, the color of wax, and his eyes had the shine of phosphorus to them. I felt his tackle and lowered my eyes. He actually is gonna... I'm gonna die. He's killing me. The butterfly was fake. Wait, what? It probably came from the prank shop. The type of toy where the blade retracts into the handle. But then I realized I was wrong. The reason the blade was invisible to me was because it was plunged into my chest. It was completely inside of me. Right between my ribs. Cold. Sharp. And only then did the pain hit me. Just like thunder that takes its sweet time to hit after the lightning. To my surprise, the pain wasn't exactly strong, but it felt uncomfortable, sinking, reverberating in the back of my head. I grabbed Romka's forearm. He ripped the knife out of me and dashed. A dashed line of blood flowed from it in slow motion. I hate him so much. Am I gonna die now? The skin on the bony frame of Romka's face stretched in a grotesque grimace, his jaws wide open with threads of saliva taut between his teeth. I wanted to ask him to stop, but words got stuck in my throat. The world tilted and shook. I fell to my knees. It was suddenly difficult to breathe. As if the air in my lungs turned into a viscous dough. Blood filled my mouth. Okay, I think I saved when I needed the amulet. Oh god. I needed to accept Polina's gift. It would have saved me. It would have blocked the stab. I don't know. It overflowed under the snow. I couldn't hold my head straight anymore. I was forced to stare at that scarlet pool. Then I plopped my face first into it. Blood warmed my cheeks. I'll just lie down for a bit, and everything will be fine. It's okay, the doctors will patch me up. Ramka grabbed me from behind and flipped me around in one violent motion. I saw his twisted face and fanatical eyes. Oh my god! Ramka grabbed the butterfly knife with both hands, growled, and then brought the weapon down. This kid is 12? Into my stomach. Pain consumed my consciousness. I couldn't move. A bad ending. I couldn't even shut my eyes, even with all the hot droplets on my pupils. The knife flew up, and then pierced some sort of bubble inside me. Up and down. Up and again. Ramka screamed and stabbed. He screamed and sliced. Blood splashed in my face as it streamed upward in a wide scarlet stripe. I guess this is why it's not tagged as romance. Don't do the romance route! Dozens of little fires sparked up in my head, only to die out one after another in the next moment. The parts of my brain where those weird fireflies died sank into darkness. Ramka's silhouette was now blurry. My eyes stopped following the knife. I looked up. My vision slid across my killer's blood-soaked face upward the darkening sky. In the most fleeting of moments, I saw the life I won't be able to live. A myriad of lost opportunities. As the sole spectator in this empty movie theater, I stared at the screen. I saw Olya growing up without me. I saw her future kids that I will never hold in my arms. My aging parents living in the house at the edge of the forest. I saw the bright galleries and exhibition halls, the walls of which will never be adorned by my paintings. The pavements of the cities I will never visit. The 21st century that I will not welcome. This is the saddest ending in the game. I mean, like, fuck, holy shit. And a universe of people and things that were now irretrievably lost for me. I saw a blinding, scorching light. I had no idea if it was in the sky or under my lowering eyelids. The knife just kept on stabbing, but the pain was gone. My body no longer mattered. The movie was over. I disappeared into the bottomless void. What the hell? The police have arrested a teenager who had stabbed one of his peers during an altercation. A fight broke out between the two students from the 6th grade that resulted in one of them inflicting more than 10 stab wounds on the other using a butterfly knife. The victim was then rushed to the hospital where he unfortunately died from blood loss. The teen suspect was taken to a police station for questioning, and he later confessed to the crime. The police have opened up criminal proceedings on one charge of first-degree murder. There is also an investigation planned into the school's principal and his educational work deputy to establish if one of their students freely carrying a dangerous knife constitutes criminal negligence on their part. Detectives and forensic specialists are still working at the crime scene. What the fuck? Game threw me for a loop when they said it was fake. Oh my god! Was it the amulet? Do I need to take it from her? Holy shit! I guess I'm gonna reload the save. I don't know, man. That was not what I was expecting. It's the worst ending. I got the worst ending. Bad ending unlocked. And no kidding. I'm gonna reload the save. I'm gonna reload the save. Oh my god, what the fuck? What save was it? I don't even remember. It's here. It's here. Okay. Take the fucking amulet.
Если для тебя это так важно.
What's the skip setting on? We skip red text. Okay, so I can at least, oh. Whoops. I didn't change that. I must have changed that. Whatever. No, damn it. Okay, skip is on red text, so... Well, if this is so important for you... Yeah, so if I try to skip, it's new.
Хорошо, давай попробуем начать.
Alright, let's try to start over. We're gonna pretend like everything else didn't happen. I carefully took hold of the amulet with my free hand. It emanated Polina's warmth and the charming aroma of blackberry. I hung it around my neck and hid it under the collar of my shirt. Along with this gift, I got an achievement for that, I got a weird feeling of determination as if this amulet would be able to change my life. Okay, so she's gonna die, I'm pretty sure. Polina and I smiled at the same time, both of us feeling the ice wall between us slowly thaw.
Спасибо, Антон.
Thank you, Anton.
Для меня это действительно много значит.
This really means a lot to me. Polina studied me with her eyes and clicked her tongue.
А знаешь, на что ты похож?
Okay, this is all new, not new dialogue. There's her again. This is new dialogue. With utmost care, as if it was some sort of fragile treasure, skimmed through it, reading into other people's preferences. None of this is new. So I still get stabbed in the shoulder. Here's this bitch. Now, I'm glad she got kidnapped, even though I still think she might be... Is that the same coat that the fox had? Did the fox have a scarf? I can't remember. I guess I need to explain it in a way you'll understand. I can't skip this. The split-up handle and the blade spun in a dangerous dance, just like helicopter blades that sweep away everything in their way. I tried to dodge, but after taking a step backward, I slipped and fell on my butt. I didn't get stabbed. As if waiting for this opportunity, Polina's amulet lunged from under the collar toward the blade. What? The leather cord prevented the claw from piercing the assailant's neck, and the charm fell to my chest with a thud. It tried to kill him? I expected to be cut so badly that I'd end up choking on my own blood. But for some reason, Romka just stood there staring at me. He had his knife ready to cut, but his eyes were fixated on the bauble hanging from my neck. He growled something evil under his breath. Polina's gift was driving Romka crazy, but it tied his hands at the same time. The pause lasted so unnaturally long that it made Biasha frown in confusion. The sound of a creaking window opened up from above. I felt the rush of adrenaline and sprinted away, almost taking off into the air. Romka came to his senses when I was already far away, so he shouted his dreadful warning at my back.
Попробуй еще раз позабудь,
Don't you dare forget again!
Антоша!
Okay, so this is the same. I don't want to think about this part again. Yep, there's that! Sorry, hold on, we gotta play Duck Hunt. I feel like I should still play with the sister and not leave her, because there's an option to leave her alone at some point, isn't there? At least I think there is. I don't know how to play video games, sorry. Okay, I got one. I think I'm skipping all of her segments. Fucking duck. Sorry, there's seagulls. I got one. They move so fast. What, does it get harder or am I crazy? Fuck. Oh, we still won. I'm sorry. Oh, it's this part again. Oh, there's no reason to save here because it's only the one option. The coat looks similar, but I don't know. I can't skip this. Okay, now I can. Take. The only color part. I'm just trying to get to the point where he goes to stab me to death, and then you know. Not the Sailor Moon. I gotta fix the Sailor Moon poster again. Well, this has been a weird stream so far. Fuck, not that one. I think it goes like that. I have it a little off kilter. That's all right. We're learning. It's all part of the it's a little off. It's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, see, look, it's fine. So is Grandpa gonna be creeping on them again? I feel like she's gonna die. Okay, so the cat still tried to kill me. Okay, Romka put away the knife. Okay, what dialogue preceded this? Sorry, I need to see. Okay, we're gonna pretend like the past, 10 minutes didn't happen, okay? Yeah, it's all the same. He wiped his face with a jerky motion, smeared the tears off his cheeks even more. His eyes glazed over with the fog of hatred. The claw amulet I got from Polina saved me once again. It felt like time ground to a halt, and both Romka with his dangerous knife and I were frozen in it like insects inside an amber shard. Run, my inner voice signaled to me. Save your skin. Pathetic, filthy scum! And then he howled. He hurled his despaired voice upward toward the stars. Romka put the knife handle into his mouth like a cigar, clutched it in his teeth, the blade pointed outward like a steel claw. Then he fell on all fours. His shadow took on the shape of an angry beast. Saliva dripped to the snow. Romka went completely mad. He roared and lunged at me, using all fours of... all four of his limbs to jump. Run! the animation. I ran without looking. My boots sank into the snow. The wooden fence flew past me. The noise was so overwhelming that I felt like some beast, and not a boy my age were chasing me. A horrifyingly huge beast. The wind whipped at my face, stinging it like nettle leaves. I was suffocating. A tractor stood around the corner, but I couldn't see its driver anymore. Something agile jumped over the trail and landed some distance away from me. The snowy barricade stood in my way. I climbed it, slid down, and rushed into the back alley. Lamplights shimmered in a panic. I noticed the village shop and ran toward it. then grabbed the doorknob. Locked. The back alley was reflected in the window. Something huge and terrifying was closing in on me from its depths, shrouded in a snowstorm akin to a burial gown. I ran to the cleared-out strip of asphalt. Dogs in the front yard didn't bark. They just whimpered sheepishly. This route, man. I turned around the last house and ran out of the village. The forest towered over me like a giant black monolith. I had a choice. Either I run to the clearing where I'll be a sitting duck, or run straight through the forest with a windfall and ravines. I chose the second option. I jumped to the side, and my legs slipped on a patch of ice. I fell into a ravine. Convulsing, I struggled to turn on my back and started crawling away, expecting Romka to appear at the top at any moment. An inhuman roar swept across the village, drilling into my ears. A minute passed, then another one. I trembled, staring at the ravine's edge, into the inky brushstrokes of pine. Oh my god, it is him, isn't it? Into the approaching shadow. Is it him? The boy in a wolf's mask appeared from the forest and stopped in front of me. Uh-huh. Friend. He unclenched his fist, and a butterfly knife, a butterfly kine, fell to the snow. You're, safe. We told you, remember? Uh-huh. I stood up, barely able to believe my eyes. The wolf boy waved his hand toward the clearing. It's all right. Go. I was too scared to ask questions. So I just walked away in silence, stumbling across the swayed trees, trying not to think about the lumps of darkness that were seeing me off, hiding in the bushes. I got an achievement. You escaped Romka. At that moment, I had no idea what was actually waiting for me in the place I mistakenly called home. The front door was open and swayed slightly in the wind. It felt like my skin was getting covered in rime. What a nice kid that came to our safety. I'm still lost as to who... I think it's him? But why? Why? I clenched my fists. What is this? Darkness oozed into the hallway, and snowflakes floated inside along with it, landing softly on the rug, like a pack of vultures that sensed their flood. I stepped into the doorway with the utmost caution. For a moment, I thought I heard someone talking in the kitchen, but it turned out to be a radio broadcast.
Циклон, о котором мы предупреждали, движется к региону. Завтра синоптики обещают ветер с порывами до 15 метров.
The previously mentioned cyclone is getting close to the region. The official forecast for tomorrow suggests gusts of wind reaching up to 70 kilometers per hour.
МЧС призвала жителей соблюдать меры предосторожности. Дороги перекрыты. Холодная воздушная масса арктического происхождения несет с собой буран.
Emercom of Russia has called on citizens to exercise extreme caution. The roads are closed off. The cold air streams coming in from the Arctic are bringing massive blizzards. Okay, why was the front door open? I heard voices coming from the upper floor, too. The staircase let out a long squeak. I took one step, yet my heart managed to beat 6 or 7 times in the meantime. Oh god. The door to my parents' bedroom was ajar. A shadow play unfolded inside the light spot. Black silhouettes were performing a dance of hatred. Oh god. Mom hissed at Dad, her wrists flying toward the ceiling, and he towered over her, his hands crossed on his huge chest.
Мы все в опасности. И все из-за тебя.
We're all in danger, and it's all your fault.
И не ври, ты видел его в поселке.
And stop lying. You saw him in the village.
Он вычислил, где мы живем.
He's found out where we live.
Это был не он.
It wasn't him.
Я читала в газетах, на что способны твои дружки.
What? Why are they in hiding again? What did their dad do? I don't remember. I've read about things your buddies are capable of in the newspapers. I ran toward my bedroom. My parents were in the middle of another quarrel, where they showered each other with mutual accusations. Dad let out a beast-like roar.
Пусть они прекратят.
Oh man, make them stop! Olia stood in the corridor, pressing her little palms against her ears. I chased away the illusion where my sister was getting stabbed to death by Ramka for my sins. What? Her face swollen from crying made my skin freeze. And almost managed to push the image of old Karaton smirking and Pratyefan jumping on all fours out of my mind.
Что случилось?
What happened?
Они разведутся.
They're going to divorce. Fucking, at this point, let it happen. Leave with the mom and just go. Just leave this area. I hugged my sister and held her tight. My tongue refused to listen to my comrades, to look for excuses. It felt like the screams were coming from every direction. Right and left, up and down, splitting my head apart. This is great. Swear words rained down on us, so we covered our heads with our hands, like refugees running from a bombing.
Я хочу уйти.
I want to escape.
В свою комнату.
To your room?
Нет. Дальше.
No. Far away.
Отведи меня в Небыляндию. Ты обещал.
Lead me to Neverland. You promised. I carefully unglued Olia's hands from her ears and led her away from the room with our parents, which was vibrating with malice. It was the worst night of this kid's life. Your fault.
Ради кого?
For whom? Your own, and only your own. I would never. In moments like these, I despised them more than they despised each other. I bolted down the door to my room and leaned against it. My knees gave way.
Почему тебя не было так долго?
Why were you out for so long?
Я был в гостях у одних странных людей.
I went to visit some weird people.
Они тоже разводятся?
Are they also getting divorced?
Не думаю.
I don't think so. Oh no. Oh no, something hit the window's ledge on the outside. Olia shuddered and shifted her gaze toward it. Here, I thought it wouldn't get any worse. Bam! Another snowball smacked into the window's frame.
Ты ждешь кого-то?
Were you expecting someone? I didn't reply. Instead, I let go of her wrist. Olia wept in fear. I crossed the room, wincing from every shout coming from my parents. I could hear plates getting smashed now. They must have moved their argument to the kitchen. We can go ahead and make a new save. I'm gonna do a thing. Every time I load, like I go back in time, I'm gonna leave an empty slot so that it signifies that that was a bad ending right here. This here, that's the bad ending. Hey, it's my friends that also might not be my friends. I can't really tell. It's very confusing. I flung the curtains and the window open. Hootie, Teddy, Wolfie, and most importantly, the charming Elisa stood outside waving at us. Olia gasped in surprise when she saw the owl girl.
Я же говорила.
See, I told you.
Да, знаю. Я тебе всегда верил.
Yeah, I know. I always believed you.
Кто они?
Who are they? Her fearful voice also had some curiosity mixed in.
Чтобы в такую погоду дома сидеть, надо быть очень скучными детьми.
We're going to freeze to death. Only the most boring children sit at home in weather like this. We still have so many games to play, huh?
Давайте только не во все игры играть, а то у меня лапка болит.
But let's not play all of them. My paw hurts.
По чуть-чуть. И потом отдохнем.
We play a little and then rest. Yeah, no, it's fine. He's not gonna stab us, maybe. Come out. Come out to play and dance. My heart started beating faster as soon as I saw Elisa, and my inner voice practically screamed, "She's here. She's finally here."
Они знают, как попасть в Небыляндию?
Do they know the way to Neverland? I entertained that possibility, looking at the animal kids.
Может быть, пойдем и узнаем.
Maybe. Let's go find out. The silhouettes of my forest friends promised to free us from our sadness, anger, and nightly horrors. Shame you ditched her this morning. Hey, I might reload the save back to that. Actually, that was several days ago. I made sure that Olya wore warm clothes. Unless I ditched her again. I didn't do it again, did I? Oh, shit. Mom barked at Dad like a wild beast from that show with Nikolai Drozdov? Yes, the real horror. PTSD. We sneaked past the rumbling kitchen and into the snowfall outside. Elisa ran up to me, hugged me tight, poking her cold nose into my neck.
Как же долго!
You took so long.
Пока мы вас домоседов ждали, то
We-
чуть не состарились.
We almost got old waiting for you shut-ins. Close. She pressed her body into me even harder.
Оказывается, ждать так утомительно.
Turns out waiting is so tiring. It would be less creepy if the bear didn't have fucking, like, incisors. And it's just human teeth. I hate it.
О, дайте хоть минуточку в себя прийти.
Give me a minute to catch my breath.
Однажды я тоже долго собиралась. А когда закончила, то и вовсе забыла куда.
I was preparing to leave for a long time once, hoot hoot, and when I was done, I forgot where I was supposed to go. Olya looked at the owl with suspicion. But she giggled when the bird did a backflip and landed perfectly on her feet without staggering. All the other animals, as if on cue, stopped fooling around and stared at Olya in amazement.
Это же та девочка, что не хотела со мной дружить.
That's the girl who didn't want to become friends.
Меня зовут Оля.
My name is Olya.
Раньше я просто тебя боялась.
I was afraid of you before.
Тебя испугала наша совушка?
Were you afraid of our hootie?
Может быть, у нее совофобия?
Maybe she has owl phobia.
А это лечится?
Can you cure that?
Главное, чтобы ребенок не боялся веселиться.
It doesn't matter as long as she's not afraid of having fun.
Иначе с нами можно умереть от страха.
Or she might get scared to death with us. I was stunned at the realization that my lips were slowly forming a smile. And that's after everything I saw at Polina's house. Every time I met Elisa, it felt like I crossed a river. And the sound of flowing water suppressed all of my negative thoughts.
Какие у вас красивые костюмы!
Your costumes are so pretty. The fox girl let go of me and squatted beside Olya.
О, какая очаровашка.
My, what a cutie.
Антоша, почему ты прятал от нас это милое создание раньше?
Why did you hide such a cute creature from us before? I glanced at the house, worried that our parents might have seen us and were about to ruin our fun like they always do. Then hugged my sister and replied,
Давайте отойдем подальше.
Let's get further away from here.
Запросто.
Sure thing.
Оля, а ты знаешь, как найти в нашем лесу Деда Мороза?
Hey, Olya, do you know how to find Grandpa Frost in our forest? Grandpa Frost. A legendary figure similar to Santa Claus, hailing from Slavic mythology. He is often depicted wearing a heel-length fur coat in a red or blue semi-round fur hat, and a pair of Russian traditional winter footwear, Velenki. His face is adorned by a long white beard, and he walks with a long magic stick. He's said to bring presents to well-behaving children on New Year's Eve. I wonder if the sister's about to see color. We're gonna throw her at the moon like a javelin. My little sister's eyes widened. How?
Нужно идти по сладкой тропинке.
You need to follow the sweet trail. Elisa bent down and took candy out of the snow. Don't eat that. She's gonna eat that. Olya raised her hands in amazement. She gave me an inquiring look. I nodded. My sister munched on the candy.
У нас что, в лесу завелся Дед
Wait, do
Мороз?
we... Who have Grandpa Frost in our forest?
Почему? Ты мне не рассказывала.
Why, Hoot, didn't you tell me?
Я рассказывала. Сегодня днем.
I did, this afternoon.
Но ведь днем я сплю.
But I sleep during the day.
Ага. Вот я и рассказывала, пока ты спала.
Right. I told you while I was sleeping. While you were sleeping. Fuck. I remembered Romka while listening to their childish conversation. How he screamed at the top of his lungs while chasing me, mere minutes before Wolfie appeared.
Что случилось с Ромкой?
What happened to Romka?
Поверь, он в порядке.
He's alright, trust me.
Жив-здоров твой Ромка.
Your Romka is safe and sound. I don't care. You know, he can die.
Только такой вреден.
But maybe not, because he also...
Получит от Деда Мороза подарок.
They might be the same. I don't know. But a bad boy like him is unlikely to get a present from Grandpa Frost.
Максимум горсть угля.
He'll get a handful of coal at best.
Ну или по шапке.
Or his ass whooped. Teddy shook his bandaged paw in a comically threatening manner, and the animal kids all burst out laughing in unison. The anxiousness I felt a moment ago now felt fleeting, distant. This child chews on hard candy out of the gate. It's alright, she's probably not got adult teeth yet. Elisa dashed away, wiggling her red tail like a torch's flame. Olya went after her without thinking and laughed, and after taking another candy out of the snow pile.
Вы такие бодрые. На вас аж смотреть противно.
You're so lively, it makes me sick to the stomach.
А ты давай не зевай.
And you stop being so passive.
Лучше беги с нами к Деду Морозу. Мы еще подарки не разобрали.
Run with us to Grandpa Frost, while there are still presents left.
Скажешь тоже.
No way.
Скорее уж мне на голову свалится 3 кило конфет, чем я поверю в байки лисицы.
I won't believe this fox's tales unless 10 pounds of sweets drop on my head right now. When the aforementioned sweets started raining down on the bear's head, I couldn't stop myself from laughing at him. Ouching and bobbling his head up and down. Tasty treats glistened in the snow. I reckon there's like one regular brand of candy in here, and then the rest are just not labeled by anything. Maybe that one. I got the turbo. Tasty treats glistened in the snow. Teddy sneezed and pulled a Little Bear in the North candy out of his ear.
Я бы вздремнул часок, а уж потом пересчитал все эти шоколадки.
I'd take an hour-long nap and then count all these chocolates.
У меня такое подозрение, что тут не больше килограмма.
I suspect there are no more than 3 pounds here. Elisa shouted at us from the other side of the forest.
Не в этой жизни.
Maybe in another life.
Давайте скорее. Дед Мороз уже заждался нас во дворце.
Hurry up. Grandpa Frost is already tired of waiting for you in his castle. I shrugged and ran. Running loosened the grip of fear I felt all this time. Something round whizzed past my temple. I decided it was a snowball, but then Oya proclaimed.
Зефир!
I was gonna say, it looks like a fucking meringue. What is that? A type of soft confectionery. My head itches. Popular in post-Soviet countries. It's made by whipping fruit and berry puree with sugar and egg whites. So it is kind of like a subsequent addition of a gelling agent. Its chocolate-coated variant shares the same family of treats with American Malamars. German, not even gonna try, and also not even gonna try.
Не подбирай, он испачкался.
Don't pick it up, it's dirty.
Ты что, веришь в микробов?
Huh? Do you believe in microbes?
А ты нет?
they're not real, and you don't?
Раньше верила.
I used to. Microbes aren't real, dude. Get over it. Graceful rows of colossal pines greeted us with their rustling paws. Snow drifted upward into the endless black sky, just like last time. That's why I never wash my hands. Snow piles lightened up like melted silver.
Как же красиво! А я думала, в лесу страшно.
So pretty. And I thought the forest was scary.
Нас родители пугали лесом, снегом и совой.
Parents told us scary stories of the forest, owl, and snow.
Ну а мы с собой играли в снежной чаще под луной.
Can I just say, I really like this shot. That is a wallpaper engine shot right there if I've ever seen one. But we weren't one bit worried playing with her when the moon glows. I did my best to keep track of Olya's movement, but it was a difficult task. My sister would jump inside bushes, picking up more candy, only to then get back to the trail laughing. Hootie flew over our heads, landed on a branch, and started hooting and shaking her head. He's eating snow. I think. I don't know. Wolfie dug into the snow with his face, dragged out a pile of bubblegum and swallowed it without taking off the wrapping.
У тебя будет несварение.
Your tummy will hurt. The wolf got scared and spat out the gumball.
Враки, враки, злые собаки.
Lies, 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 nasty flies.
Нет никаких несварений.
Tummy aches don't exist. Microbes, they're not real. Medical problems, also not real. Getting stabbed to death, not real. Get over it.
Вся эта чушь случается только...
Speaking of not real, do I have a mosquito bite? Did I just get... I was outside before I started streaming. A fucking mosquito. I'm so sick of the mosquitoes. All that nonsense only happens to grown-ups. Elisa stopped in her tracks and moved a canopy of intertwined branches to the side in a pompous manner, like you would open the curtains in a theater. There's an ice castle. That's why you avoid touching grass. Behind that obstacle lay a clearing. There stood an ice castle glistening with silver.
Это все взаправду?
It's got electric lighting somehow. Is this real?
Защипнуть тебя.
Should I pinch you?
Не надо ее щипать.
There's no need to pinch her. We stared at the sparkling miracle. Its towers and walls were made out of snow and icy marble. I heard a calming sound of ringing little bells. There was also the smell of chocolate and burnt sugar in the air.
Милости прошу к нашему шалашу.
Welcome to our humble abode. Come on in. She didn't have to invite us twice. We entered the castle, spinning around and squinting from the blinding sparkles. It's him. Santa Jester. Grandpa Frost sat atop a shiny throne. Puffy pom-poms swung atop the two peaks of his hat. A snow-white beard covered his kind smile. He looked just like I'd imagined him back in the day, when I still believed in Mom's fairy tales. Tall, strong, and hairy, radiating frost and warmth at the same time. And his voice low and syrupy, enveloped me like the smoke of a festive bonfire.
Антон и Ольга,
Ох, и намучились же вы, ребятки, пока сюда добирались.
Her name is Olga? You probably got tired while getting here, my dear children.
Что ты, дедушка? Мы быстро дошли.
It translates as the same. I don't know. Oh no, Grandpa. We got here really fast. My sister spoke with the castle's master like she spoke with adults. Like she never spoke with adults. In a lively, carefree manner as if they were the same age.
Знаю, все знаю.
Of course I know all about it.
Мне мои друзья докладывают.
I have a lot of friends. They tell me everything.
Кто был покладистым весь год, того подарок утром ждет.
If you're diligent all year, I will bring you gifts, my dear.
А кто ленился и грустил, пускай он дедушку простит.
If you're lazy and upset, please forgive this kind old man.
Лентяем и грустяем конфет не запасаем.
Candy won't encounter lazy bones and downers.
А я не ленилась.
I'm not lazy.
И о том знаю.
This too I know. I mean, I am. He gave us a long, evaluating look. His real face was hidden under the Grandpa Frost mask. I was just standing there, unblinking, my gaze glued to the old man. So who the fuck is this then, and why is there a castle? Is a fever dream? None of this is real? I don't know. I could accept children living in the forest and fantastical jumps toward the moon, but seeing Grandpa Frost in his frozen castle left me completely speechless. Oh, sorry. I had to fix my headphones.
Есть у меня для вас кое-что особенное.
I have something special for you, too. A sack appeared in his giant hand. My nostrils got attacked by the aroma of cocoa, halva, and tangerines. A confectionery that originated from Persia, usually consisting of a thick paste made from flour, butter, liquid oil, saffron, rose water, milk, cocoa powder, and sweetened with sugar. What is rose water?
Спасибо, но мы уже ели конфеты.
Thank you, but we've already eaten some candy. Grandpa Frost pierced me with his eyes.
Разве то конфеты были? Так, одно название.
You call that candy? That was nothing.
Вот у меня конфеты волшебные.
Polina's grandpa?
Из Небылянди
I mean,
привезённые.
why though? My candy is special, straight from Neverland.
Из Небыляндии?
From Neverland?
Сразу бы вам их дал. Заслужили.
I'd give them to you right away. You clearly deserve them.
Но есть правила.
But rules are rules.
Надобно вам 3 дедушкины загадки отгадать.
You need to solve
Попробуйте.
3 of Grandpa's riddles. Want to try? I tried splitting my parched lips apart, but Olya was the first to reply. Da!
Тогда слушайте первую.
Here comes the first one.
В нем живут машины и хранятся шины.
Why did the music change? Why? It's a home for cars and all sorts of tires. I looked around at the masked children. They stood without moving in the corners, but their shadows danced on the walls. I heard a low hum, and in my confusion I thought it was the sound of their rumbling stomachs.
Гараж!
Yeah,
Верно.
correct.
Эй! Теперь вторая загадка. Подключайся, Антон.
True, though counterpoint. Given Polina had a tantrum like a 20-year-old ex-girlfriend, everyone here is probably batshit insane. Yeah, I'm starting to think that. Now, on to the second one. You try to solve it too, Anton. What if it's the cop? It's the cop?
Весь день ходит, как тень.
All day long.
Повсюду гремит, на всех
All day long.
шипит.
All day long, to the shadows they belong. They rattle the plates and hiss at their mates. My eyebrows shot up in confusion.
Мама?
Olya raised her hand.
Можно я?
Can I?
Это кошка!
It's a kitty!
Верно. Хо-хо. Осталась последняя загадка, и подарки ваши.
Correct! Here's the last one. Solve it and the gifts are yours. There's gonna be human heads in that sack.
Только вот незадача, ребятушки.
What a stroke of bad luck, my dear children.
Запамятовал я, о чем же была эта загадка.
I completely forgot what that riddle was about.
А может, наши друзья-зверята нам подскажут?
Maybe our little animal friends can help us. I thought I skipped it by accident. Oh god, fight or flight response. Children in costumes surrounded us, laughing and stomping, only to start spinning in a crazed roundelay? What? That somewhat reminded me of the dance under my window on that fateful night. I think I'm being inundated into a cult right now. Grandpa Frost sits on his throne. At the kids, he's smiling back. Please don't make them wait too long. Come and open your old sack. Bouncing up and down on the throne. Grandpa Frost burst out laughing, satisfied. Can I get a full view of the room? I keep trying to pay attention to things in the background, but nothing stands out to me ever.
Убедили старика. Получайте.
Okay, you proved yourself to this old man. Here you go. He scattered a mountain of sweets from his scarlet sack, some of which I've never even seen in commercials before. Is that a fucking Snickers, but, like, off-brand? Wilkie May? There's Wilkie May. Spibkers? I don't know what the thing on the right is supposed to be. Bubblegum of all shapes and colors with tasty aromas and inserts sticking out. Twixie. Spigkers? Wilkie May. Lollipops the size of a fist and tangerines the size of Olya's head. Is it a Kinder Surprise egg? They did reference Kinder earlier. Maybe they got the rights to it. I don't know, because that doesn't look changed. Also, Snickers, Mars, Bounty Bars, Kinder Surprise eggs that we haven't eaten for so long already. See, that says Snickers, but that's not. They can't use the logos.
Ой, спасибо!
I have never had a Mars bar. Oh, thank you. I wiped away the tears of joy with my sleeve when my inner voice persuaded me to get rid of all doubts. This is exactly what I wanted for my sister and myself. The true Neverland, without bullying and taboos. When do I get stabbed again? Is there a banana in there? I like that. This is good. Mix in some fruit. Fruit is sweet and good. We're finally gonna be happy. Grandpa Frost straightened up as he left his throne and threw his hands in the air over the treats. We're okay. Animals that stood to his side also raised their paws. Their eyes sparkled brighter than precious gems. The wolf's maw was wet with saliva.
Да будет пир на весь мир!
Feast, my children! They're just eating the wrappers, they don't give a shit. Animal kids rushed to devour candy one by one, pushing each other and growling. Their faces were smeared with something dark. Olya grabbed the closest candy and tore off the wrapper. When I saw that, I felt a pendulum swing inside me. Sorry. I don't trust it. See... I feel like I should just go along with it, even though it's obvious, like... I think everybody here is just psychotic. Yeah, just go along with it. Who cares? Color. I fished out the most tasty-looking candy from the pile of sweets on the floor. I'm sorry. His arm. Did you see that? No, do it again. They didn't model the arm to be long enough, or they didn't draw it to be long enough. It was cut off at the bottom. It's not gonna show it again? You're gonna try to prove me wrong, game? There it is. There it is. It's detached. Ridiculous. I need my refund now. Then took a bite. Milk chocolate melted in my mouth.
С выбором вас поздравляю. Веселитесь в этот час.
I applaud your bold decision. Now it's time for you to play.
Я желание исполняю, сокровенный для вас.
I will grant you your deepest wishes. Let me lighten up your day. Oh, God. Anton, look! My sister's face was smeared in chocolate, and I was about to reprimand her. But words got stuck in my throat. Dude, I can't... Yep, this is what happens after Halloween. Like, the second it turns to November, all grocery stores. Christmas tree has appeared. A giant spruce shot up toward the stars and disappeared somewhere in outer space, crowned by a giant moon. Giant balls shined on its branches. Garlands of lights gleamed with all the colors of the rainbow. This scene was missing a slide whistle sound. The roof disappeared and myriads of constellations sprawled on the night sky above us. What was in that candy? Music, laughter, the smell of evergreen and sweets. It's snowing upward. Teddy, Wolfie, and Hootie danced beside us. And the snowflakes floating backwards. I was right? Snowing backwards. It's raining sideways. I burst out laughing. Touched the bushy golden tinsel. It was all real.
Это что? Это она?
Mariah Carey melting from captivity is almost done. Is that it?
Вы тут не про Небыляндию случайно говорите?
Are you talking about Neverland by chance?
Это и есть Небыляндия?
Okay, so okay, I have to point this out again. I think I did it before, but now that she's in frame again. Earlier, they pointed out, what's-her-face, bitch, Katja, as having green eyes, I think, right? Like in the missing persons poster, it said green eyes. She does not have green eyes. But she, like, the coat is similar? So I don't know. Is this Neverland? Elisa performed a theatric bow. Christmas bells gleamed and shimmered, and my soul shimmered in unison with them. I was becoming the magic winter forest, the soft evergreen, all of the constellations at the same time.
Добро пожаловать домой.
Welcome home. This is where my home always was. The snow sparkled, almost blinding me. Olya started spinning in a dance. She grabs a candy with each of her hands. That looked really funny. Wolfie juggled Kinder Surprise eggs. The text is in color now. Did you see that? Yo, you got the the NES in there? Not the Super Nintendo. You can't have that. Consoles, handheld games, dolls, and Transformer figures lay under the spruce, as if they were brought here by trucks. Is this for us? I realized I was also dancing, so I replied while moving.
Многовато для нас одних. Я бы поделился с кем-нибудь. А ты?
It's a bit too much for just two of us. I'd share it with somebody. What do you think?
Если с кем-то хорош.
Only if it's somebody nice. A group of children stood at the edge of the woods, their enchanted gazes directed at our celebration. What the fuck? I jumped across the whole clearing and glided to the ground near them.
Хотите с нами?
You want to come to us? Who are these people? Can we?
Спрашивайте.
Wait, of course. So lost right now, dude. Holy shit. How does this game get even more... Never mind. The kids took each other by the hand. I led their procession toward the gifts. There was no better feeling than leading someone on the road to their dreams. The holiday party was finally in full swing. Something fucked up's gonna happen, I feel like. I don't know. In every holiday, just like in A Beautiful Apple, always sat a nasty little worm called transience. Yet here, under the bristly paws of a magnificent spruce, holidays never ended.
Ты счастлив, Тоша?
Are you happy, Tosha?
Я счастлив!
I am. Up in the sky, majestic fireworks went off, illuminating the dancing figures. My eyes wetted. My muscles sprang up. I tilted my head backward to look at the moon and screamed at the top of my lungs from overflowing emotion.
Ты счастлив, зайчик?
Are you happy, Bunny? I jumped toward the stars and did a flip. All of Neverland could hear my scream.
Счастлив!
Is it a dream? I don't know. I want to see what Olya says. For the first time in my long days I'd spent in the new house, I woke up with a smile on my face. This time, happiness had had a tight grip on me. I stretched, enjoying the sweet sensation with every cell of my body. Outside, I could hear the joyful chirping of beautiful red-chested bullfinches, who celebrated the bright January sun. Their chirping granted me hope that the naked forest outside my window would someday turn into a lush paradise for my parents and my little sister. The corridor was filled with dog barks and the patter of tiny feet. Dog? The door to my bedroom flew open, greeting me with a warm breeze and the aroma of freshly made coffee. Wait, isn't that... Yeah, it's Zolka. Olya stood in the doorway, shining with happiness, holding the cute Zolka who wiggled both her body and her tail.
Тоша, гляди, гляди! Папа разрешил ей остаться!
Zolka's getting a good home. Don't bring Belina over, though. She will be upset. Uh-oh. Look, Tosha, Papa said she can stay. Tears of joy formed in my little sister's eyes.
У меня теперь есть собака!
I have my own dog now. I couldn't help but jump from the bed upon hearing this wonderful news.
Да ведь это же Жулька.
That's Zulka.
Сам ты жулька! Ее зовут принцесса.
Zolka? No, her name is Princess.
Да, ваше высочество?
Right, your highness? The dog barked in agreement.
Тук-тук. Можно к вам?
Can I come in? Every time, like, this Giga Chad shows up, I feel like something's wrong. You know? He's only looked this happy in, like fucked up dreams, you know? I got a bad feeling about this. Something's wrong. To my complete surprise, Dad stepped through the doorway, smiling and hugging Mom, which was outright bizarre.
Как тебе пополнение?
What do you think of our new family member?
Мне эта дуреха под колеса бросилась, еле вырулил.
This idiot threw herself under my car. I barely avoided her.
Машину поцарапал, думал, голыми руками удавлю.
I got my car scratched. Thought I'd choke her with my own two hands.
А заглянул ей в глаза. Они такие, как бы сказать...
Then I looked her in the eye, and there I saw, how should I put it?
Умные.
Intelligence.
Во, а сама дрожит вся.
Yeah, the poor thing was shaking all over.
Ну, говорю, ладно, доедешь со мной до дома и сиденье не обгадишь, тогда оставайся.
And then I said, alright, if you manage to make it home without soiling my seats, I'll let you stay.
Принцессы не гадят.
Princess can't soil anything. No, don't laugh. No, I'm like recoiling back in. I'm trying to prepare myself. We laughed in unison. Just like in the good old days, with every little thing that could easily make us burst out laughing.
Чего замолчал? Давай, продолжай.
Well, why did you stop? Continue with your stories. Mom gave Dad a cunning look, and he turned away red as a beet. They were acting like total kids.
А еще из хороших новостей. Ваш папа получил повышение.
Yeah, this isn't real. Oh, no. There's more good news. Your dad got a promotion.
Грешно, конечно, радоваться, ведь старший бухгалтер пропал все-таки.
I shouldn't be happy about it since the chief accountant went missing and all.
Но, как говорится, нет худа без добра.
But you know, for us it's a silver lining.
Это значит, тебя чаще не будет дома?
Doesn't that mean you'll be away from home more?
Это значит двойную надбавку плюс премии.
That means double the bonuses.
Правильно, Карина.
That's right, Karina.
Так что готовьтесь. На следующей неделе нас всех ждет семейное путешествие.
Which means you should all prepare for a family trip next week. My heart started beating faster after those words.
Куда?
Where? Oya loosened her grip on the stray.
Неужели в Макдональдс?
Oh my god, are we going to McDonald's?
Скажешь тоже, Оль.
Come on, Oya.
Бери выше. Мы давно уже планировали
Holy
эту поездку,
shit.
да все не получалось.
Aim higher. We've been planning this trip for a long time, but something always messed it up.
Вы уж простите нас, ребятки.
We're so sorry about that, kids. Mom wiped away a tear with her fist.
Да ладно тебе, Карин. Все в прошлом.
It's alright, Karina. Now it's all in the past.
В общем, собирайте чемоданы, летим в Диснейленд!
We're going to Disneyland! My sister and I jumped up to the ceiling with joy. The dog also got excited from that passionate speech and joined us.
Ура! Диснейленд! Диснейленд!
It's not real. No, No, this isn't real. We're finally going to In-N-Out. Our jubilant screams filled the house, rushed through the attic and the drain pipes, flew across the front yard, and sneaked into the shining white forest, taking the scary D word away with it. I swore that I'll remember this day forever. The day when my parents finally dropped their derisive masks, and underneath them were the faces of parents we always knew and loved. Lily Pavlovna still hadn't returned to school after Katya went missing, so today I was able to get a good night's sleep and went to school when it was already bright outside. Why you gotta be such a negative Nancy? I'm sorry. In the last ending, Anton got stabbed to death by a 12-year-old. Shut up and eat your forest chocolate. The trail that led to a snow-white plain with blackened houses in the background. They pumped out gray smoke that carried the smell of birch and pine logs. The freezing cold of the night had finally let up. It fell into slumber under the early sunlight. Ice sparkles appeared on the white caps. Atop the houses. I stopped, confident that nobody could spoil my good mood today. I still don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. Not even my personal tormentor, Piatfanov, yeah, sure, or his nasty crony Biasha. Not even the shining knife that threatened to cut me up like a dead fish. All of that was gone forever. A cow let out a long moo somewhere in the distance. I fell out of my fleeting daydream and walked forward, crunching with the snow blanket under my soles. The fluffy clouds floated above my head. I recognized the friendly shapes of animal kids in them. Suddenly, a snowball landed on the back of my head. Girlish laughter that reminded me of a small ringing bell in the spring breeze tickled my ears. I turned around expecting to see her, my lovely guide into the dream world, my dear Elisa. No, it's just her. Yet instead of a fox girl, Polina stood on the trodden path behind me, with her fateful violin case in hand.
Опять Петров ворон считаешь?
Are we gonna pretend like it didn't happen? What are we doing here, Polina? What are we doing? Got your head in the clouds again, huh, Petrov? She lunged at me with contagious laughter, locking her arms around my neck. I just stood there in awe, drowning in the sweet aroma of her perfume. Just yesterday, I was stupefied by her sudden hysteric episode, and I thought it was wise to stay away from Polina. Away from her mood swings, away from her Weirdo of a grandpa. Yet as soon as she hugged me, simp mode re-engaged. I forgot all about the horrors. I didn't want this talented violinist to let me go.
Что с тобой?
Did something happen? She flashed me an embarrassed smile. I saw her cornflower-colored eyes gleam. What is cornflower? Blue. It's a shade of blue. Okay, so she's not the fox. I don't know who the fuck the fox is. I give up. I give up. She flashed me in a... I already read that.
Дедушка мой, он
My grandpa, he...
снова может ходить, представляешь?
He can walk again. Can you believe it?
В это даже сельский врач не верил, а он будто назло ему встал и пошел.
Can't see my face right now, but like a... No. The local doctor had no faith in him, but it's like he stood up and started walking just to spite him.
О, это самый счастливый день в моей жизни, Антон!
This is the happiest day of my life, Anton. She dug her face deep into my chest, tightened her grip on my neck as if I was more than just a friend to her. I started looking around, anxious.
Полина, нас могут увидеть.
Polina, somebody could see us.
Из-за Пятифанова беспокоишься?
Are you worried about Pietnifov? Pietfinov? Pietfinov.
Брось ты это дело. Его и след простыл.
Then you're worried for nothing. He has not been seen for a while. Oh my god, did she fucking kidnap him? I cautiously parted with Polina, trying to understand whether it was some sort of prank or the truth.
Ну ты чего, не веришь, что ли?
Wait, you don't believe me?
К нам вчера, буквально ночью, старший лейтенант Тихонов приезжал.
That officer, Lieutenant Tikhonov, came to our house just last night.
Так и так, Бяша потерялся, а вместе с ним и дружок его Ромка.
He said that Biasha, along with his buddy Romka, went missing. A group of skiers glided past us straight into the forest. Polina leaned into my ear, sharing her whisper with me, her eyes still locked on the skiers.
Как я поняла, во всех этих исчезновениях Тихонов подозревает Пятифанова.
As far as I know, Tikhonov suspects that all previous cases were Piatinova's fault.
Да ладно.
No way.
Я сама в шоке.
I was shocked myself.
По слухам, у Ромки того. Совсем шарики за ролики заехали.
There are rumors that Romka, well, went off the deep end.
Да я, в принципе, и не удивлена.
I mean, I'm not exactly surprised to hear that.
Что ты имеешь в виду?
What do you mean?
А ты не знал? Он из проблемной семьи.
Haven't you heard? He's from a very troubled family.
Даже думать не хочу, что творилось у них дома.
I don't even want to imagine what had been going on in their home. Romka always seemed excessively aggressive to me, always angry at everyone without good reason. Now the darkness that he had harbored within overflowed into the outside world, and led multiple small innocent souls to their demise as well as his own. No, I don't believe you. It was hard to believe, but the first time I laid eyes on Romka, I thought that things would end this way.
Пойдем скорее, а то опоздаем.
Let's move, or we're gonna be late. Polina grabbed my hand and started running along the village road, accompanied by her joyful laughter. Gnopt. With every step, every laugh, and every joke, the warmth I thought I'd forgotten enveloped my heart more and more. The all-consuming feeling of falling in love came back to me, this time for good, it seemed. Something's wrong. I don't like this. I tried letting go of Polina's hand near the classroom entrance, embarrassed that our classmates might taunt us. Who the fuck is gonna say what could possibly go wrong? But it was as if Polina didn't care at all. She only gripped my palm even harder while opening the door. And she was right. Now that the cunning Katya, the heartless Romka, the sneering Biasha were gone, our class looked as if it was sanitized from parasites. it became friendlier and kinder. Uh-huh. I didn't get looks of overflowing hatred anymore. There was nobody to spit a ball of chewed paper at me through an empty shell of a ball pen. I sat at my lonely desk when Polina joined me. I wasn't surprised at all. She was so charming that I could call her my muse. Something fucked up is gonna happen! Where is it? A wave of inspiration hit me, and I couldn't help but pull my sketchbook out of my bag. I licked the pencil lead, my eyes glued to my model. She smiled at me again. It's a good thing it's not actually made of lead, right? Right. What's on your mind?
Спокойствие. Работает профессионал.
No worries. A professional at work here. I drafted the shapes of her mesmerizing figure.
Знаешь, я часто наблюдал за тобой отсюда.
You know, I've watched you from here often. She glanced at her former desk, then fixed a strand of hair from behind her ear in embarrassment.
Правда?
Really? I outlined her cute cheeks with multiple wide lines. It was the first time I was able to grasp somebody's proportions so precisely.
Полина.
Polina.
Что?
Yes, Anton? She froze in place, afraid of disrupting my work with one wrong move and dispelling the magic of the moment.
Наклонись, пожалуйста, сюда.
Lean here a bit more, please.
Вот так, да, хорошо.
Yes, like this. Good. No, what? No, put that back. Choking from anxiousness, Polina loosened the knot on her neckerchief.
Я всегда хотел тебя
I've always wanted to draw you.
поцеловать.
Our eyes met.
О, Антон.
Why is every interaction with this fucking girl so weird? My pencil slid across the paper furiously, adding the shading to her chest.
Скажи, ты согласна стать героиней моего комикса?
Say, would you like to become the main heroine to my comic? What? Pleasant shivers ran across her body. She rolled her eyes back, enraptured.
Да! Да!
What? What?
Как долго я ждала этих слов, милый!
Oh man, why am I so uncomfortable right now? I have been waiting for you to ask, darling. I wonder why the lead couldn't endure all of the tension and cracked, bursting into a million tiny pieces. Why did I just get an achievement called Mr. Hyde? You became a monster? What? I couldn't believe my eyes when I looked at the drawing. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I was looking at a terrible daub. In the place where Polina's face was just a second ago now rested some sort of formless mass. I told you something was gonna go wrong. It took me some time to realize that I was sitting alone in an empty classroom, with only the specks of dust flying in the moonlight as my company. It was dark outside. My classmates Polina, the feeling of euphoria, all of them were gone. Somebody wrote down a nursery rhyme on the blackboard with a piece of chalk, but some of the words were wiped out and I could only read bits and pieces. 1, 2, bunny, meat. I was no longer smirking like an idiot. I stood up, pinched myself on the wrist. A ringing silence engulfed me. There was a taste of vomit in my mouth, and my ears buzzed like from an endless scream, full of despair and horror.
Эй, кто-нибудь!
Oh, what the fuck? Hey, is there anybody out here? I'm sorry, is that the bile bucket? Dude, the bile bucket's back! Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Shouters swarmed in the corridor. I walked past boarded-up classrooms. What the hell? Now stop moving. Thank you. I walked past boarded-up classrooms, past the rotten spots on the walls and silvery cobwebs. Spiders crawled under the ceiling. Who are any of these people? What? Who is that? Why does she look like a different version of her? Who the fuck is this kid? And who the hell is this? Why is this kid so fucking ominous looking? I don't like him. Sorry, I just wanted to look at some of them. Lamps flickered anxiously. I stopped before the notice board, stunned. Hundreds of new photos were added to those of Semyon and Katya. Black and white printouts were glued on top of each other. The horrific collage of childish faces stared at me with empty eye sockets. Excuse me. Unable to endure the torturing stares of those watchful, gaping holes, I ran out of the school. I'm gonna have to look up an ending guide after this, because what the fuck is going on? I crossed the front yard and reached the road where the wind was whipping up powdery snow. I guess the village is dead now. No people, no cars, no birds. Low clouds got stuck on chimneys. Windows that looked like they were painted over with ink. Photos of missing people enveloped lampposts and fences like paper skin. Mostly kids, but some adults too. It felt like all the people who once lived in this village now became black and white ghosts in the photos with a missing person label. I dragged my feet forward along the dead street. Some houses had their windows smashed. The wind made itself at home there, wandering the rooms. Every gust made the front doors swing. Kids' coats hung from the fences. Their sleeves moved, stretched out toward me. An empty village, an empty husk. What happened here? An overthrown waste bin rumbled in the back alley. Something flashed inside the window frames of the charred village store. I ran away from its sooty facade. Then I heard a guttural roar coming from the well. I started walking faster, trying not to pay any mind to the darkness inside the front yards, inside the bloody doghouses, inside the crooked shacks. The moon appeared from under the clouds. Something flew over my head in this draining silence. As if a crop duster flew from one roof to another, a huge shadow loomed over me. I rushed to the right, hoping that I wasn't noticed. Wow, I wonder whose house that could be. It doesn't look familiar at all, does it? A small green house in front of me was my shelter. Don't go in that house, you fucking idiot. I rushed toward the closest building, going insane from fear. Yes, nobody will find me there. I failed to notice right away that it was Polina's house, where just hours ago she was begging me to stay with her during a fit of hysteria. Okay, so... I'm trying to think, like, this kid earlier, he seems to have these random moments of, like hallucinations or something? Never mind, I just keep playing. I pushed the gate, crouched, and scampered toward the porch. Like, is everything fine and then it just happens? I tugged at the doorknob, but the front door was open. Nah, a wheelchair rolled out of the darkness, almost hitting me, tumbled down the stairs, clanging with its wheels, and stopped near an apple tree. I followed it with round eyes, then turned my gaze inside the house again. The corridor was obscured by the dark, empty frames on the walls, glass shards on the floor. I'm trying to, like... I can't see what's happening. If I, like, tilt my monitor, I can kind of see it a little bit better with higher contrast, basically, but it's still... Is anybody there? Okay. I heard growling in reply. From around the corner, at the end of the corridor, a furry paw appeared, and after it, a scary beast face with a pair of burning eyes. A huge, overweight beast crawled on its belly, writhing like a snake. I could barely fit inside the corridor's mouth. It squeezed forward, clawing at the floorboards. Its maws clanged like a bear trap inches away from my face. The beast got stuck. Oh my god. What the fuck? It looks like... Oh god, it's like multiple wolves fused together? It banged its paws on the wall, spitting saliva in every direction. I turned around. I needed to get the hell out of this nightmare. A hunchback owl bigger than an average human landed near the front gate and stood in my way. What is that noise? Its beak kept on clicking. That's what the noise was. A snow pile bulged nearby, and something reminiscent of a giant shrew crawled to the outside. I fell to my knees as if praying to these eldritch creatures. A figure draped in a dirty fox scalp crawled out of a dark hole, smiling with all its teeth. Its tail dragged after it, just a piece of vertebrae laced in torn sinew. What the fuck? The creature's bodies became extremely distorted, and I decided I was going insane. Yeah, no shit. Does that thing have mandibles? They seemed small to me in one moment, as small as a child, only to stretch higher than any of the desolate houses the next. Man-eating creatures towered over me. Something kept on writhing in their stomachs as if looking for a way out. The longer they stared at me, the wider their twisted smiles, their death masks became. No, that's Elisa. We had such a long feast. The mutilated fox taxidermy mount licked its lips. What? Oh no, its tongue looked like a black centipede, longer than my forearm. I need to leave. The nasty insect ran between the razor-sharp teeth and dropped into the bottomless pit that could swallow the whole world. Sweet meat. Juicy meat. Okay. We devour it, and we won't stop. There was nothing human about their speech. It was all just animalistic growls and bird-like whizzes. But I was able to understand every word as if we were speaking the same language. Why does it look like there's a fucking, like, spider in her mouth? It's a shame you couldn't catch up with us, Bunny. You couldn't bite the moon. What? You stole my food, traitors! You refused to eat your family, remember? But... pathetic meat. Worthless meat. What even is the bear? I can't tell. I see like 2 rows of teeth? Or something? I don't know. You're absolutely useless, brother. You make me sick. Indescribable horror gripped me when the laughing beasts had their claw paws toward me. Then suddenly, the thing that pretended to be a fox started barking loudly. Fools, it's his time to bring the treats. Good for nothing. Let him fulfill his mission. What? We'll be waiting for some meat from you tomorrow night, or else. The beak is like a weird jaw thing. Or else. I hate it here. Why don't just fucking leave? Fucking jump off the top of the mountain. Who cares? Or else we'll eat your entire family. The monsters formed a circle around me and started dancing. What is this human Nicky music? I screamed. Huge eyes, fangs, claws flashed in front of me, blurring into a string of colorful spots and smudges. Fat load of shit that amulet did. 1, 2, time to play with you. 3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. 6 on end, the wolf's gray fur will stand. 7, 8, stomp your hooves and wait. A fox face protruded from the fuzzy lights that the beastly cascade turned into. For the fox and for the bear. Bunny, tasty meals prepare. A desperate cry, my cry, rumbled across the back streets of the desolate village. I will prepare. Okay. The circle broke up and I ran for my life. Where did everyone go? They're dead? Everybody's dead. The text is vibrating now. I felt like I was running into a snare trap. My head was splitting. Ugly images danced inside it. Colliding, falling over, getting up and dancing again. They flapped their wings, poked my face with their beaks and their salivating maws. They howled and jumped around, and my eardrums are ready to pop, either from their screams or from the internal pressure that fractured my skull from within. My winter hat obscured my vision, and it seemed like the whole sky tilted, like a roof that's about to collapse. Snow crumbled from the sky like plaster. I ran through the empty streets, through the icy world, chased by a pack of beasts. Yet I couldn't see anybody when I turned around. I shut my eyes and hopped away from the ritual dance that went on inside my flared-up mind. I squeezed my ears with my palms to suppress the noise. I just wanted to stop my head from cracking open. Okay, kid. I think you need to go. I think you need to go take some medicine or something. What the fuck is going on? Most abrupt like sanity break I've ever seen, ever. Everything was fine, and then it was instant. The sunrise found me deep inside the forest. What is gonna happen on the next day? We just gonna pretend like none of that happened? Is that what's gonna happen? No, you can't do that! No! That's the ending? Thank you for completing episode 4. We are deeply grateful for everyone who purchased the game in early access. All the profits will go toward further development of the game. Are you kidding me? You... Oh. Is that the only ending to Chapter 4? I have to know. Hold on a minute. Tiny Bunny. Chapter 4 endings. Got hit with the to be continued. What are the endings? Fuck, I gotta know. Hold on. Kill the main character. You have to refuse the candy? I'm so glad I saved there. Oh my god. I was like, there's a way to get another ending. Take the amulet in the 3rd episode. Okay, whatever. During the choice that Santa Claus will offer, refuse his gifts. We have to refuse. Reject the diabetes. So, like, we became a member of the Beast Pack or whatever. But here's the thing. Fuck it. Fuck your candy. Fuck your dumbass candy. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Olya. I can't believe this is such a heavy-weighted choice. Is there another ending for going with Elisa? So the guide is making it seem like there's a whole separate route for going with Elisa? It's like, here's how it's put. For those who spend time with Alice, you need to select the image of Ramka. Whatever that means. I don't know. So maybe the whole fucking game changes if you spend time with Elisa? I gripped Olya's wrist so hard that she squeaked, either from pain or surprise. Don't. Oh, I thought that was the wolf saying that. Cautious whispers spread through the room, ears twitched in the masks. Shadows slid from one place to another.
Что такое? Что случилось?
What's wrong? Did something happen?
Ничего страшного.
I don't trust any of you. Fuck you. It's fine.
Просто Тоша верит в несуществующий диабет.
That is... Wow, okay. Way to call out chat messages like that. It's just Tosha believes in non-existing diabetes. Just eat all the candy you want. It's fine. You won't go blind. It's fine. Parents lie.
Разбудите меня, когда он перестанет валять дурака.
Wake me up when he stops fooling around. Grandpa Frost leaned into me. He smelled of caramel and just a tiny bit of dampness.
Давайте не будем портить праздник, друзья.
Let's not spoil this wonderful occasion, my friends.
Сегодня каждый должен веселиться. Ешьте и пляшите.
Everyone should have fun today. Eat and dance. Olya tried to pull her hand away, but I kept it in my clutches. I looked at the sweets, and then at the tall old man and tried to focus on a barely discernible stench coming from him. The stench of rot and decay, masked with a sugary aroma, the foul smell of a beast. Anti-vaxxer mass-murdering amalgamations. It felt like I was finally able to shrug off some of the delusion. Fear, exhaustion, and coldness returned to me.
Спасибо, но мы сыты.
Thank you. But we're not hungry.
И мы пойдем, наверное. Мама с папой переживают уже.
I think we'll be going. Mom and Dad are probably worried sick already. I dragged my sister toward the exit, but Elisa stood in our path. She had a china platter in her hands. Ooh, I love this game. For a brief moment, I imagined maggots crawling inside it, but as soon as my eyes darted toward the offering, I saw gummy worms instead of a vomit-inducing writhing ball of living ones.
Хорошо, Антон. Мы же друзья, правда?
Anton, please, we're friends, right?
Мы даже больше, чем друзья.
We're even more than friends.
Вспомни, что я обещала.
Remember my promise?
Никто не причинит тебе зла, пока я рядом.
Nobody will hurt you as long as I'm here.
Ни тебе, ни Оле.
Neither you nor Olya. Yeah, but what about everybody else? Also, you're lying.
Так что съешь, пожалуйста, всего одну.
So please eat at least one.
Съешь, а?
Pretty please?
Антон, пусти! Ну пусти!
Let me go, Anton. Let me go.
Теперь и ты все мне запрещаешь, прям как мама.
You're just like Mom now, forbidding me from doing anything. Olya convulsed hysterically, trying to free herself from my clutches.
Это неправильно.
This is wrong.
Все здесь какое-то неправильное.
Everything is wrong about this place.
Вот как?
Is that so?
А ты не задумывался, что из неправильного тут только твое мировоззрение?
Have you considered that maybe the only thing here that's wrong is your perception?
Как ты думаешь, Что делают те таблетки, которые ты глотаешь круглые сутки, м?
Why does she know about that? Ever thought what those pills that you gulp down every day do to you? Huh?
Они искажают реальность, путают мысли, уводят тебя со снежной тропинки.
Is the medicine helping him or fucking with him? They twist reality. They tangle your thoughts. They lead you away from the snowy trail. I looked at Elisa with suspicion, searching for a comeback, but I couldn't find one. I remembered Volva's bloody mitten, but that was just an illusion.
Кто вы?
Or was it? Who are you?
А на кого мы похожи?
And who do we look like to you? Like nightmares that ravage my sick mind.
С нами вас никто больше не накажет, не запрет в комнате, не бросит в одиночестве.
With us, nobody will ever punish you. Nobody will lock you up in your room or abandon you.
Отныне никто не заставит вас делать то, что вам не хочется.
From this moment on, nobody will be able to force something you don't want upon you.
Откуда вы знаете, чего нам не хочется?
How do you know what we don't want? The old man rubbed Wolfie, who was munching loudly behind the ear.
Я знаю.
Oh, I do know.
Не шепчут ветра и тени, холодные звезды и безграничные небеса.
Winds and shadows whisper to me, as do cold stars and endless skies.
Они говорят, что дети не хотят взрослеть.
He's getting closer. Do you see that? The background is moving. They tell me that children don't want to grow up.
Превращаться в тех, кто живет запретами, угрозами, наказаниями.
They don't want to turn into those who live by taboos, threats, and punishment. His voice grew louder and louder with every word.
Ожиданием старости и смерти.
Those who live waiting grow old and die.
Дети живут мечтами.
But children live by their dreams.
О, я отлично знаю детские мечты о
Oh,
счастливой
I
и
know.
беззаботной жизни.
Oh, I know full well how children dream of a happy and carefree life.
Той, в которой есть чудеса и дикая свобода.
The life of wild freedom and miracles. His voice rang like thunder. It made all hair on my head stand on end.
Все это будет вашим, стоит только захотеть.
All of this will be yours. You only need but wish.
Стоит только попросить.
You only need but ask. And then he whispered,
Стоит только согласиться.
This reminds me of the fucking mom from Bag of Milk. Is that weird? You only need but accept. No. No. Accept. Olya repeated after him like an echo as if enchanted.
Да, моя дорогая.
Yes, my dear girl.
Вкусить это.
Partake in this feast. The old man pointed toward the fox girl.
Я прошу тебя, ради всех нас, ради меня, ради сестры.
Please, I beg of you, for all of us, for me, for your sister.
Зайчик, отведай хотя бы кусочек.
Please, Bunny, take just a single bite,
И тогда ты все поймешь.
and you'll understand everything. Another choice? They're making a lot of... Wait a minute, does the guide say anything about this? The fox will try to offer you the jelly, say no again. My stream die? Oh, I thought it did for a sec. Wow, that's a cool effect. Look at that's such a cool effect. The guide said, you'll see the true appearance if I click this. Okay. It felt like chilling winds blew from the cavities of her eyes, from the dark holes of the other beasts and the towering old man's too. The owl's face twitched nervously. The wolf's maw dripped with saliva. The bear shuffled his feet, any trace of sleepiness gone from his face. And from behind us towered the one who pretended to be Grandpa Frost all this time.
Я сказал, мы уходим.
I got an achievement, Dr. Jekyll, you retained your humanity. I said we're leaving. I gripped my sister's hand even tighter. Candy slipped out of her fingers and smacked against the floor. Olya started looking around, frightened.
Я сказал, мы уходим.
I said we're leaving. Elisa parroted me, and despite everything, I felt immense anger.
Ну какой же ты всё-таки
My, why do you have to be
дурачок.
such a dunce? I heard the flute's melody, but now it reminded me of a cracking whip, or even agonized convulsions of a fish that was thrown out onto the ice. Music dangled about, striking at my ears. And then the Crystal Castle was filled with cries of children that slowly turned into beastly howls, intermingled with the sounds of crunching bones and ripping skin. The china platter filled to the brim with maggots smashed into tiny pieces. Okay, Elisa's orange fur coat ripped apart at the seams, letting out a cloud of foul-smelling fog. That's what she really looks like. I think. I don't really know. I'm very confused right now. Her twisted face bared its teeth and the stench attacked my nostrils again. The fox screamed, blood streaming down her cheeks like tears, making her fur sticky. Her bone-naked tail whipped against the walls with its vertebrae. I shielded my crying sister. Horror drilled into my stomach, rushed through my guts, and rose up to my throat. I felt the urge to tear off my glasses and lose sight. I wanted to squeeze my eyes out and go blind forever. I turned to face the owl, and my face contorted with disgust. Are those maggots? Worms wriggled inside her mask feathers. Her rotten beak snapped like garden scissors. I staggered back, and barely avoided bumping into the wolf. His face was stretching out, his bones crunched. Teeth poked out of his festering gums, like shards of broken glass, and his swollen tongue kept on tirelessly licking them. At the edge of my vision, I saw the bear block our passage. Every inch of his body oozed scarlet ichor. Larva clogged his teary eyes. I pulled the shocked Olya close, looking for the exit in a panic. My foot ended up in a pile of sweets, but those were no longer candy. Oh, okay. Human remains blanketed the floor. Ribs with shreds of meat on them and torn out jaws. A tooth necklace and moss-covered pelvic bones. Tiny skulls and scalps swimming in a sea of blood. This is animated? It's fucking Baphomet? The horned monstrosity towered over me, clutching a bone flute in its long clawed fingers. That's fucking Baphomet, a giant goat that shed his kind old man form. Give me a better look at that. Oh man. Completely black, emanating hatred and malice. He scorched me with red-hot coals inside his eye cavities. His horns scraped against the ceiling. What the hell am I looking at? We're in Dracula's castle? Ice cracked and thawed, dripping down, forming muddy pools of water, bearing metal walls that were hidden underneath it. I realized we were doomed inside this cramped womb of a dungeon, surrounded by howling beasts. All I could do was hug my sister even tighter and watch how the circle around us shrank, how ugly paws reached out to us from behind the veil of a bloody fog. Let me rip them to shreds, Master. I'm sorry. I'll tear their eyeballs and screw their oozing wounds? Aye! Aye! The growling wolf's maw snapped like a bear trap, splattering thick white foam toward us. But he was immediately pushed away by a rotting bear carcass. No way. It's my turn to have fun. I got so tired of listening to their fucking drivel. Oh, I'll rip the skin off this little brat while she's still alive, right in front of her brother. My God. I'll make him eat his own sister. I'll fill his belly full of her guts. Please, Master. It felt like his face was about to tear apart. I feel like that might not be Polina's grandpa. I don't know. Wait, I'm in literal hell right now? These are demons? Fucking Baphomet's here. It felt like his face was about to tear apart, crack like an eggshell, letting out something even more sinister, nasty, and scary. Gnarly owl claws grabbed at the grinning bear, stopping him from getting close. She's mine. Mine, you scumbags. Get your paws off the girl. The cackling zoo formed a furball that started rolling in guts and thawed fat. They howled, fought with each other, tore out scrapes of fur and feathers, ready to rip each other apart like a pack of hungry dogs fighting for leftovers. A sudden squeal of the flute pulled them apart as if someone tugged on their leashes. The master of this pack charmed the monsters with his soul-rending music, turning them into unmoving silent marionettes that faithfully awaited his commands. The goat stopped nibbling on his shin-bone flute. Its devilish melody that sounded like a chorus of children being run over by a steamroller went silent for one last time. A chunk of raw human flesh plopped beside my shaking feet. Eat, or be eaten. Consumed by fear, I turned toward Olya. She lay by the wayside, covered in pink snow. Just like the Sleeping Beauty in that cartoon. She probably lost consciousness from this soul-rending spectacle. I wanted to wail, to go mad, to die quickly and painlessly, right there and now. But alas, I couldn't. I was still inside this torture chamber, choosing between a gruesome end inside the monster's stomachs and cannibalism. Woolen meat grinders kept on staring at me with their greedy, infinitely hungry eyes, ready to gnaw at my bones before eventually eating them, if I dared refuse their master's offer. But if I was to agree, I'm sure I would lose my free will just like them. I'll turn into a perpetually hungry monster that dances to the tune of a bloodthirsty madman. And I'll surely lead Olya and all those who I hold dear to their deaths. My lips trembled. A feeling of nausea turned my stomach inside out, but somehow I found the strength to scream.
Никогда и ни за что! Я человек!
No way. Never. I'm a human! Those words could be used later as my epitaph, but I knew that my remains were destined to never be found. My surroundings went dead silent. The horned shadow consumed us. Elisa rushed to the goat and stood beside us, ridiculously tiny compared to the giant monster. Her tail dragged after her, leaving behind a scarlet trail. Fleas jumped around her back and the bones sticking out of it. Wait, no need to be hasty. We still have use for the bunny. He will bring us a tasty treat. For the fox and for the bear. Bunny tasty meals prepare. Flames inside his eye sockets stopped trembling. Still dolls bared their teeth in anger. You call him Bunny? Tear apart and swallow up. Imposter! Hoot hoot. Gut-filled meatbag? Shut up, buffoons. Can you feel it? Have you forgotten? The moment when he almost took a bite out of the moon at the snowy clearing. The cannibals went silent, swallowing saliva in disappointment. Elisa, in the meantime, took a sharp turn and... No, that's not gonna work. No, I'm gonna run away now, yeah? Return to the form of a cute child with a fox mask on that I met for the first time one January morning. No. She glided toward me, dissolving the horrors around us with the smell of tangerines, I don't know how to read, firecrackers and magic. Her soft paws touched my cheeks, removing a sticky strand of hair from my forehead. Elisa embraced me and whispered in a sweet voice.
Tosha, ты хочешь спастись?
Do you want to save yourself, Tosha? I stayed silent, gritting my teeth. I was afraid to look away. Oh. Random urge to stretch, sorry. I stayed silent, gritting my teeth. I was afraid to look away, afraid that this fleeting illusion could get shattered.
Мой милый, скажи,
Tell me, sweetie,
хочешь спасти свою сестру?
do you want to save your sister? Tears sprayed from my eyes as I wept. Yes. I continued to sniffle and shake, grabbing at the hem of the fox girl's long coat.
Скажи громче, чтобы все слышали.
Say it louder so everybody can hear you. Delirious from sorrow, I screamed, my face awash with tears. My mouth was immediately filled with the metallic aftertaste of blood. The fox's black fingers kept pushing back a chunk of human flesh deeper down my throat. Why? Why did you fall for it again? I fell to my knees, coughing up blood, unable to vomit it out. Rotting carcasses of animals surrounded me once again. What a joke. Master, let me take a small bite from the girl. Boiling anger swallowed my mind. Something foreign and primitive burst forth, pouncing from inside me. Oh. Oh! What? Let me see you try. I'll tear out your filthy tongue and shove it deep down your cloaca, you brainless chicken. The ominous owl jumped away in surprise, accompanied by the fox's cackling. I ate human flesh. Okay, my voice went out, and then I bent in half. Vomit poured out of my mouth, along with the part of the treat that I wasn't able to regurgitate. You're right, Bunny. His finger poked me. I felt like a knife was lodged handle deep into my solar plexus. It's your turn to treat us. Get us some meat until tomorrow night. Or else. Or else. Elisa silently stepped into the shadows, and the goat put his foul-smelling maw right into my face and roared. Or else we'll eat your entire family. He knocked his goat hoof against the floor, and I ran for my life, forgetting about everything else. I heard them scream at my back, "We'll eat you alive!" Shards of ice fell on my shoulders, dead rodents frozen inside of them. I managed to break free to the place where pines moved their branches and showered me with snow, like cooks sprinkling salt on porridge. The wind tore at my hair. I turned around and froze over. The black garage that was mentioned earlier? The garage was disappearing right in front of me. Olya mentioned a garage earlier as a response to the question, and then Biasha was freaked out by the mention of a garage. The garage was disappearing right in front of me, dissolving in layers, becoming dim and then transparent before a gust of wind finally swept away the phantom of black walls. Only then I realized that I let go of my sister a long time ago, and she was left in the monster's den. There was only a giant snow pile left in place of the castle. A girl's wrist poked out of it, like a cross would poke out from a burial mound. Terrified, I rushed over to the snow pile and started digging. Olya's pale face along with one of her shoulders appeared from under the white mass. Her blue lips trembled. She's alive.
Я сейчас!
Hang in there. I continued digging and prayed for her to hang on. At some point, I was able to see her stomach. I'm cold. Her voice was faint.
Ничего.
It's okay.
Отнесу тебя домой,
Oh, don't
согрею.
kill the sister.
Шоколадом напою. Ты только не
I like
засыпай,
her.
слышишь?
I'll carry you home. We'll warm you by drinking hot chocolate. Stay awake for me, you hear?
Ты только...
Just... My fingers came across something sticky and hot. I cleared out more snow. It turned red and mushy. Don't do it, game. No. I like her. What's this? What's there? I gulped. What? No. Why won't you say anything? Oh, fuck. Is she cut in half? How could I tell her? Olya's body didn't exist below the stomach. Rings of guts fell out from the wound. Oh no. Olya tilted her head and stared at the horrifying scraps. Then let out a deafening scream. What the hell? That's not what was... Biasha's missing. I don't give a shit. What? That's not the ending I was supposed to get. The rescue, the only ending where you stay alive and preserve humanity. The animals let you leave, but Olya cannot be saved. Oh. Is that it? Is that the ending? I don't... There's another thing I'm seeing here that I didn't get, and Olya has to die? Oh my god. Sorry, hold on, I'm reading right now. Thank you for completing episode 4. Is that... There's supposed to be another thing that you can do, though. I fucking knew they were gonna kill her at some point. If you refuse the treat twice, Alice will begin to insist. The animals... No, I don't care about your fucking pop-up ad. The animals... The owner of the forest will order Anton and Olya to be torn apart. Fox Alice will stay and insist that they need the bunny. There's a whole segment that I missed. What is this? What is this? Hold on. Go into the garage. She gets to go to McDonald's now. There's like a whole segment where you rescue people who are kidnapped. What? If we got a Polaroid in the previous episode and try and save Katya... What? There's a whole, like, route I think I need to follow in order to get that, I think. Oh my god. Alice's branch. Oh. Wait a minute. Is that exclusive to... I see. Okay, what I was seeing was exclusive to hanging out without Polina, where you go with Alice instead of Polina. So there's a whole other, like, slew of differences. I was right. There's an entirely separate game, essentially, if you go the other route. All that is from going with Elisa? Yeah. So, man. How do I want to go about this? Here's the thing. Episode 5 doesn't exist yet. It's not out. So, here's my thinking of it. I can't finish this game because it's not finished. But, I'm going to come back to it when episode 5 comes out, right? I have a choice. I can sit down and I can go through Elisa's route now. Or we can wait. And we can, when episode 5 comes out, I essentially replay through the whole game, and I do her out instead. Having it kind of be sort of a fresh experience. Because when did they say episode 5 was coming out? Hold on a minute. Yeah, that sounds like... I'm feeling like that. Episode 5. Like, is there an ETD? Call it the school days run of Tiny Bunny this time around. It's gonna be so weird to come back to it and essentially have it be the same thing, but also completely different. Exact release date of episode 5 information. Okay, nobody seems to actually know. Last time people were talking about this was like 2 weeks ago. This is all in Russian. These are all in Russian. I didn't even think about that. We have to wait a while for it to be translated to English, too. Because Russian developers. Man, okay. Well, it feels kind of fucked up to leave it off on that, though, doesn't it? None of these endings were good. I'm gonna argue that the best ending we got was Anton getting stabbed to death by Ronka. That seems... that was the best ending I got tonight. Wow, the game froze for a second. Oh, man. Well, I guess that's gonna be Tiny Bunny for a while. That turned into an absolute shit show at the end. In a good way, I mean. Like, I was not expecting literal demons to show up. This whole village is fucked. Well, demon, I guess. It's one demon, like, coercing people into becoming his minions or something. I feel like the question is, who are they? Because they're people too, right? I'm a car too, you know. Here's what might happen. I'm feeling like this is the choice that changes everything. That's what, an hour of gameplay or something, I think? No, that's the time I saved. To think there was a low point of the stream where it was just a Rizzing Polina visual novel. It didn't feel right, also, because it just, nothing felt right about it. It's just, everything about it felt fucked up. I guess I'm done with Tiny Bunny for a while. So, one of the developer blog things I'm looking at is saying something along the lines of, we might have to wait a while for episode 5. So, maybe it could be a year. Maybe it could be 2 years. I don't know. There's obviously a lot of, like, effort being put into this. A lot of translation effort. A lot of, like, the drawings in this are immaculate. I love it. The only line I can go off of is when one of them says I'm asleep during the daytime. The owl, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna stop the stream now, I think, and alongside it, Tiny Bunny's gonna take a bit of a hiatus. Sorry. I'll get back to it. I don't know if I'm gonna, like, call it a new, like, make a new playlist of it or what, but no, I'll probably just continue it onward. Because it's essentially me continuing on with a separate route, just with the expectation that I'll actually be able to finish the game. But we'll be able to see the differences between the two. Which one? This one. Between the two routes. Which would be cool. So, we'll get back to that later. And by late, just give me like 12 years. I looked into it. There's a drug that has a side effect of changing someone's eye color, but nothing came up. Well, I looked into it a little bit. I don't think Katja is Elisa. I'll just go ahead and say that. That doesn't seem like it's the case. I'm pretty confident on that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave now. Thanks for stopping by. I will see you later with more stuff. A weirdly shorter stream compared to the 5-hour, 8-hour streams I've been doing lately. So. Yeah, now we gotta deal with the fucking Baphomet. Okay, I'm gonna end the recording now. Bye-bye.